they dated models, supermodels. They got super bad, and she's super bad until you actually see the bitches that they fucking. And you know what I'm saying? Not so much. And be quiet.
It's none of
Bro,
us.
all these niggas was that nigga. They was
Every
born
last
that
one of
nigga. They can't. They all have the same exact storyline as Pootie Tang. Remember Pootie Tang? He didn't have to say a word on the mic. He just breathed on the motherfucker, and the record just played.
Shout out
women
to
went
Big Dog
insane.
Barking with the 5-ball. Buy some coffee, Sharon. Thank you. I appreciate you. Big Dog Barking. Thank you so much. I think you ready back there?
Wait, I have one more thing though about this.
Okay.
Who that? Oh.
That's Otis Who. Good day, sir. How you doing today?
Grand Rising to the panel. How's everybody doing today?
Grand Rising. Mm-hmm.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising.
Good day, Young.
Yeah. Young Riaz. We need you to come into 2025 with a better microphone now. Rest in peace and love and memory to Trinidad T. You was given the spirit of Trinidad T with that microphone. We cannot hear you.
Okay.
Yes, you have a lot of echo and a lot of noise in the background.
I had no problems too, man.
You sounding muffled a lot.
Yeah, you sound a little muffled.
May I
Maybe you
ask
should
the
drop and
panel
come
a
back.
question?
Maybe the microphone will be better. I believe Venus has something to say. Go ahead, Venus.
Oh no, I just didn't want to come off like we're not acknowledging that there are some women who are like that, but it's like they put that on everybody when most women in real life dealing with regular ass dudes who got regular ass jobs.
Absolutely.
So I'm starting to think like when they're saying those things is because they're looking at women who are out of their reach. And yeah, just that's what it is. Certain women come with same way certain men. Certain men, I only want fit, feminine, friendly, and that's what I'm gonna do. And that's it. You gotta respect his standard. So it's the same for the women. Some women are like that, and if you ain't that guy, then okay, move around.
Hey, you know what's the crazy part about this?
Wait, just to ask, am I better now? Just to be sure.
Yes, it sounds a little bit better now. A little
Okay, I had earphones in, so I got you.
Okay. That fit, feminine, and friendly thing, I think is very interesting as well because they mainly only added to size. Because a so-called oversized woman can be absolutely 100% fit, and a woman that's under 150 pounds, she can absolutely be not fit.
But I'm saying whatever they like, I don't even care, right? When that man decides he want 100 and whatever pound, nobody cares. Let him go get it. But it's like women, y'all want people with money. How dare you? Like, what I'm getting at is I just been listening to conversations, and it seems like an intentional effort to make women have such low standards that they'll accept anything.
Okay.
Like it seems very intentional.
And it is. And it is. How dare you have a perspective? How dare you, you know what I'm saying, want somebody that genetically is going to pair well with you and create better offspring? Because they're not looking for friendly, fit, and feminine for genetics, right? They looking for friendly, fit, and feminine for a good time. When women are talking about their dating standard, they're looking for people that they can procreate with, that is going to be able to provide for a family, people that they can procreate with, that's going to be able to produce children that will be successful, especially in, you know what I'm saying, height and agility. So what are we talking about? It don't matter if a woman's fat. I seen plenty of fat women, myself included. Fuck it, I'll throw myself out there. Thicker than a snicker. But my son is skinny as shit. My daughter is skinny as shit. So the weight of a mother has nothing to do with a child. But if a man is under 5'7", and then a woman is 5'1", their kids gonna be midgets for real, for real.
You know what? They don't know what the hell they talking about.
Hey, listen.
They don't know the difference between fat and thick any damn way.
Hey, listen, I want to say this. When I be running the marathon thing, right? And this is something that is very interesting when you see it. This lady, face value, she looked clearly overweight. She about like 5'7". She probably look about like a good 275. And she's like a voluptuous 275. She had big breasts, big butt, short legs, the thick thighs. She had the whole, if you just seen her walking down the street, like she is unhealthy. She ran 13 miles faster than me.
Don't sleep.
breath control.
Don't sleep on thick
everything.
girls.
And I'm looking at her pissed off, like, "No, I'm gonna catch your ass. You ain't gonna just." I'm like, slow down, Heifer. I'm trying to drink my water and run and all that. She had the perfect breath control and stride. It looked like it's slow, but she was moving because she was able to have breath control, and she had the repetition of clearly she'd been training longer than me, or she just had a better trainer than me. So face value, she absolutely looked like she was not healthy at all, but she ran 13.6 miles in under 2 hours.
Listen, that's why as a plus size woman, I'll tell these men all the time, I let them think whatever they want to think. These are some things that are facts. All of these men say they don't get their life together until they're in their late 40s, early 50s, right? But what they don't talk about is the higher risk to birth defects and the degenerative quality of male semen, the paternal birth defects for older men. This is a real thing. But they want to talk about the woman. It don't matter if a woman is the same age as you or 100 years younger than you, which apparently a lot of y'all like. Your swimmers are degenerates. Stupid.
And also I want to say, hey, she did give me motivation because she had a very voluptuous self. And she kept me on. I ran behind her the whole damn time. So yes. It was beautiful to look at, by the way. Yes, I ran behind her the whole time. So maybe part of me wanted to hyperventilate, so I stayed behind her. I don't know.
Motivation. That's motivation. I don't know what's wrong with a thick woman, dude. It's motivation. The hell.
We're gonna go ahead and let Young jump in. He has something to say. Why his microphone's still okay? Then we jump into Otis. So go ahead, Young.
Okay, so I was gonna say also with these guys, they don't know as well. Some of these guys make fun of guys who literally work in fashion retail stores when you can literally make money off it. My father worked in fashion retail business and stuff, and he worked really hard to the point that he got to management where like he was like, I think in Saudi, it was like projects director of fashion retail. And I think one time in the other job when he came back, it was more like treasury director, so in charge of the money.
I love it. Thank you so much, Young Riaz. Go ahead, Otis. Who?
Yeah.
A statement real quick, and then it's going to lead into a serious question.
Okay, let's do it.
What I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I've noticed is I've been into this, and I hate this phrase, space, since February when I met you. You're married.
Mm-hmm.
Anton Daniels is married.
Mm-hmm.
Angry Man is married.
Mm-hmm.
There are other men in this space that are not married who talk what they're talk. And my question is two questions. One, what is the main purpose? Because I put it in the chat and I'm so serious. What's the main purpose of this space? What's the end goal? What is the end goal for us relationships? And another part to that is, and I'm not trying to be funny and I'm so serious, I don't know any married women in this space that are talking about relationships and things of that nature. I hear, and correct me if I'm wrong, women who are aspiring to be married one day in a good, fruitful relationship, but I don't know of any married individuals, young ladies in this space who are giving advice. So my question is, what's the actual end goal for this space? What are we doing here?
I have a divorce under my belt. And I'll let y'all decide what the status of my relationship is. For all y'all know, I'm married right now. And I talk about relationships, but most of these men in these spaces ain't never even been married. They cannot hold a relationship past 30 days. Hell, let me stop being ambitious. They can't hold a relationship past a first date. And they out here talking. What this space is for, they tell you all the time. Women have complained about black men on social media for 150 million years. So this is our space to complain about black women. You've been told this over and over again. Why do you believe it's anything else? This is a space to complain about black women.
Yeah, I know you're being sarcastic, but serious.
I'm not. I'm being dead ass serious.
Okay, so that's Rob B's experience with it. She's been around for much longer than all of us too, so she's seen the evolution of it all. That's number one. Number two, for me, my goal within this space was just to give my personal experience to show people that you can grow from one thing and you can become something else and still be and hold on to your core value system of who you are. And to just take that mask off, and you don't need to code switch. Like for me, I found a lot of young men had a problem with growing within the construction company, going from in the field to the office side of things, I guess I could call it, is because of the code switching that they always pretended they had to do. When they talking on the field, they got to be like, yeah, well, what's up? And then they got to talk a certain way and they got to be hood. And then when they get in front of the boss of this, then they got to say, yes, sir. Like, no,
right.
You need to be who you authentically, you need to be that 100% at times. So this way you can move through life and you don't even know what position you're going to go as long as you be authentically you. You don't need to code switch and be a hood dude sometimes and be a corporate dude sometimes not, because you are going to be a double-minded man and it's not safe for you to do that.
Yeah, let me say this and then I'm going to be back in a little while. Look at this one comment in the chat. Who is dumb enough to get married? So this is the mentality of most people in this space. If it's Davey, I think you said somebody's scared of him. No, it's not about being scared of him. That's a good standard to have in a conversation, not either the majority or the minority. So shout out to him for, establishing that standard in this space. Some real shit. Like y'all don't even understand. Anyway, but the point is, most of the niggas in these spaces feel like it's dumb to get married, but their whole talking points is based upon marriageable women. So if women know that you feel it's dumb to be married, who give a fuck about what you think about a woman's and her quality to be married? You not getting married to bitches. So therefore, how are women incentivized to stop twerking? How are women incentivized to be nice to these niggas? How are women incentivized to cook? You don't even have the same core belief system. You don't want the same outcomes. You want a woman to be nice to you, cater to you, cook for you, rub your back, rub your feet, get your drink and your slippers so she can be on the fuck me, pay me later plan. Y'all just want to fuck bitches for the next 30 years, give her a whole bunch of babies, and then say she got a high body count and she a baby mama. Make that shit make sense. But I'll be back.
She get a bunch of babies and no orgasms. How that work?
Right, and now you a single mom because now the nigga gonna leave you and go fuck the next bitch. I'll be back, y'all.
Shout out to my girl, you better.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Make sure everybody say happy birthday to Dr. G. She is in the dizzle.
Happy birthday, Dr. G.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, and make sure, hey, Dr. G, drop your damn app in the thing. You never know, somebody might just want to bless you for your birthday. So drop your cash app in the chat, Dr. G. You never know, you might get $1 or $2.
And also, real quick, all jokes aside, to the chat, the people that said this, very serious. Mr. Playboy Williams and I are not related. We are not cousins.
Don't lie to us. Y'all both from
just
St.
bald-headed
Louis.
men. That's
Y'all
it.
both from St. Louis. Stop it.
No,
You're not from St. Louis, are you, bro? I mean, Williams.
I'm from Louisville, Sherrod.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay, but no, him and I are not related. No, we just two good-looking, bald-headed men. That's it. We good.
So that was my original for coming here, just to give my experience to let people know that you need to just be yourself. That's why one of the main talking points I always say is that who you are is enough for the world. And like, you cannot expect that everybody wants to be. You just got to get what is for you. The way how you are built is certain things that is meant for you. When you start adding things that is not a part of your personality, you start attracting people that is not meant for you or meant to be in your space. And that's when you get a lot of friction. And so that was my main purpose. Just like, hey, you could just be yourself. 100% be yourself.
Now, seriously, I do enjoy the conversation. I know I joke a lot. I do troll in the chat. Everybody know that I like to have my fun. I try to make certain comments and bring up certain questions. I love the show. I really do. But I sat back really this morning when you start talking about the topic. I'm like, seriously, I've been on here all this time. What's the actual end goal? Are we really trying to get into healthy marriages? Is that the end goal? Or are we going to just continue to which is great conversation, is great for a thought provoking things? Are we just going to continue to have I like what Rob B said, the barbershop talk? And that's all it is, great barbershop talk, great conversations that for some reason you won't have outside, quote unquote, this platform or barbershops per se. You always have deep conversations in barbershops, but then when you leave out the barbershop, you left to fend for yourself. You get to do what you do. But for some reason in them barbershops, you can honestly have these crazy open topic conversations and it gets heated. So I was just trying to figure out what's the actual end goal. Are we trying to
that
get
was one of them for me, right? And so like to have that and let people know you could be 100% yourself and be comfortable and happy and content with yourself. That's one. Another one was just for people to really think about where they got their information from. Because a lot of people, they just regurgitate things they have. This is why I always say rebel against remedial rhetoric, because we are all fed traditions as we're growing up within a household. And we tend to believe that that is the way to go. But when you get outside and you start studying for yourself and see what's actually good and meant for you, your ideals might change. You might not believe in telling your kids that it's a big fat white man sneaking in the house and giving you presents. Like, no.
Right.
A fat white man breaks into my house, he's going to get shot.
Facts. I'll be damned.
So I'm not going to train me. I look at I'm not going to train my children to think that somebody breaking into the house on a certain time is okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the real story of Santa Claus, and it wasn't no cheerful, joyful story for real. You know what I'm saying? Like old Saint Nick was somebody that used to steal children.
Damn, see, I ain't gonna let you.
So the fact that they made it to where he breaks into your house, the kids is not supposed to be scared is kind of weird to me. It's like, no, your kids absolutely should be afraid, because think about like you trained your children to not be afraid of a Santa Claus. So somebody was to break into your house around this time of the year, they're gonna be like, oh, it's Santa. They're not going, and he got, shh, don't tell the parents.
So now you're gonna have me do my research about the actual.
No. Yeah. The only bad thing about it, Otis, I got a couple of letters a couple of times because my children to tell the other kids, ain't no damn Santa Claus.
Right, that part. Same here. I was talking. Yeah, same here. That's crazy.
Man, fuck the letters. I'm not gonna let my kids know that a white man magically showed up with all the gifts that I paid for with my hard-earned money.
Shit.
That I had to work for.
I've always known the truth that there's no Santa, man. If people celebrate, people who believe, that's up to you. Me, nah, man. I have a different faith, so my faith, the only reason why we don't celebrate because of where its roots is. I ain't disrespecting anyone who celebrates. That's up to you. But for me, my reason is why I don't celebrate in the best place.
Go ahead, Playboy. I know you was trying to say something. Go ahead, Playboy.
Well, the difference is even when it comes to the Christmas stuff, as far as what the culture and what tradition is, to a degree, it's trying to keep the kids as innocent as and I think that's what our ancestors and stuff went through, was they were trying to keep the kids as innocent as you possibly could, and with these fables and different tales and everything. Because now look at it. A lot of these kids know this, and what are 15 and 16-year-olds doing right now? The trend is they're robbing, they're stealing cars, And so I think, I'm not saying it's a right way, but it is a way. There's nothing wrong with trying different options, right, as long as you get a good result, because that's how we doing in life, is trying anyway. And we hope that we're pushing something forward where we can carry on, to be helpful for one. Because I think that's one of what Otis was asking. My main reason for even coming to YouTube was I wanted to help bridge the gap between Black men and Black women, but the young heads, the old heads, everybody, because that's what's been lost now. Community used to mean something, and a community was a gang of families. That's what community is. And I grew up with that. I grew up where if you got out of line, one of the neighbors would tell your parents. Hey, like, get your ass, and then your parent gonna get your ass. But we knew there was repercussions for bad behavior.
So I think the reason why that changed, Playboy, is because parents became more, but they don't depend on the community anymore because it was so many bad actors. We are understanding about the bad actors now. Good day, welcome to the show, Very Sexy Red TV. So we know what the bad actors look like now. We know they from the community. Majority of the people that's going to do something wrong to you is from the community. So now people kind of enclose themselves in and say, hey, no, all we got is us. We can't trust our neighbor anymore. We cannot trust the community no more. All we got is us. Hey, you better look after your sister. I don't give a damn how good your best friend is. You better look after your sister first before. And so I think that's the trend that it is. So now kids are not going outside as much. Because when we was younger, we got on that bike and we went places without a cell phone. I don't know if that shows that we was tough or our parents was just our parents was saying, damn, I don't know which one
outside and don't come back until I call you.
But think about that. We did not even have phones. We had no way of communicating. And
we were outside.
Our parents didn't even get on the phone to speak to us. They had to be home, and then we had to be at a
I had a pager,
a pay phone.
And that's if it worked.
If I had a pager, my father paged me, I better call immediately. You hear me?
Wow.
Who can you trust? Right. That's a good one, Vincent. So yeah, I guess the topic right now is like, who can you really trust? Can you actually trust the community in today's time? And I think that's what happened. We cannot trust the community the way how we did beforehand. People do not look out for each other, especially because of these things. It made us even more distrust. Like, hey, you don't need the community no more. You just call me direct. It's on my hip at all times. So, hey, listen, child, you ever in a jam, flat tire, whatever, you could call me direct. So now I'm not depending on Big Mama to be looking out the window anymore. The Big Mama looking out the window now is your cell phone.
Wow. I'm gonna
hey, Love C, it's good to see you. I want to that's Very Sexy Red jumping in. Then I got a special guest in the back. Go ahead, Very Sexy Red TV.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Hi. I missed you guys. What have you guys been up to?
We over here talking about how we distrust the community. What's your thoughts on that?
What? Damn.
All right. That was a
right to it, girl. You know
I didn't see it. I was like, I don't know.
How we do over here?
Oh man, I don't know. You know I'm silly. I don't know what to say.
Don't worry.
I missed y'all so much.
We'll just wait for your Tourette's later.
Yes, I wish everybody a bunch of love and light in 2025. A healing journey is going to begin, okay, for the space and for the community. We will all be healing.
Most definitely.
Huh. Good day, Supreme Goddess PhD.
Hey y'all.
Happy PhD.
Hey,
Where you been, Sexy Red?
Girl, I was on a side mission, girl.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you. I had a, my roster. I had to.
Okay.
Eating pasta and lobster. PAZ, why do you think we cannot trust the community anymore? I think it's technology because now parents say, hey, I don't give a damn what Big Mama says, she get cursed at too. You call me.
Damn.
What's your thoughts on why we do not trust the community sense anymore?
So what do you mean by we don't trust it?
So what I mean by is like, so back in the days when I was younger, we used to be able to get on a bike and go across town without a cell phone. You with three friends and you could go all the way to a whole nother state on your damn pedal bike if you could. As long as you back home before the street lights, as long as you map it out good, nobody really cared. Your mother didn't call you, she didn't send no damn pigeons to come and find you. She didn't care. She went out, did her thing, but as long as you was home by a certain time, they trust that you would be back. But nowadays, people are not so, in my opinion, they are not so trusted. It even goes up to grown folks where men can't trust women. Right? It went all the way up into grown individuals into relationships as well. So what is this going on about the community that we cannot trust?
Well, the fact that we cannot trust.
It's the man's fault. What are we talking about?
Right?
I'm gonna go get up, pack of cigarettes. I'm gonna go get some milk and never come back. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit. I don't hear it.
See, that's the only way Sexy Red could have a communication. You give her the floor, she can't say nothing. Me and Diva say 2 words. She's like, oh, now I know what to say.
I got all the ideas. Sorry about
God, Diva.
Yeah, so the times that you were talking about, were also the times where you as a little kid could, walk the streets by yourself, go to the corner store, nobody bothered you. You saw adults that you knew, and they said, hey, are you okay? Make sure you go straight home. You know what I mean? They looked out for you. So it's a combination of things, right? So we can't trust the community like we used to because we don't know the community like we used to, right? So a lot of times back in, that time, depending on where you lived, like in more rural areas, and not even like rural, but like Alabama, Mississippi, those type of places, the street that you lived on a lot of times had your last name on it, right? Because your entire family lived in that area. And so it was, more than a community, it was an actual family. And those people who weren't related to you, you got to know them over time to a degree to where they became family, right? So we knew each other in a different way a lot of times back in that time. Now people move around so much, you may not know. And just because we're not as out and about as we are, even kids, right? Kids be in the house playing video games. They don't be out in the street riding bikes and on skates like, they used to. And so we don't know our neighbors to the same extent. But then a lot of us are just idiots as parents as well, because we think that the world is going to love our children the way that we do, and expect that, that's the type of treatment they're supposed to get from everyone. And nobody's supposed to correct, our children because they're so special. But, it don't work like that. So I think there are a number of different things that could be going on.
Damn.
That's a fact.
That was a good synopsis.
That's a matter of fact, Sharon, this is one thing that I keep coming back to with this TikTok shit, right? I keep thinking about it and it irritates me. Back in the day, it was understood in basic home training. Yo, if all of your friends decide to jump off a bridge, does that mean that you do it too? And of course, everybody on the panel has a resounding no to that answer because we all still here because we didn't jump off the bridge what our friends did. But nowadays, that I could see that being a TikTok challenge. We're eating the Tide Pods,
definitely
doing the crates and all that other dumb shit that they got going on with social media.
Crazy.
These adults are definitely jumping off of the bridge after one another.
Facts. Sucks.
So sad.
You are correct about that challenge. I guarantee you, if someone does that one time on TikTok, it's going to go viral. And that's the sad part about it. You are correct. Unfortunately, they will definitely do it. It's going to be some jackass. Yeah, it might be them. It might be their kids. Remember the show Jackass off of MTV?
Yeah.
Yes, they will do it. Unfortunately. Wow. They will do it.
And also, what else I find interesting, like, so this whole distrust, right? So it started with the community and how we couldn't trust our neighbors. Now is that we can't trust each other in relationships. And I think it's so interesting now they believe every woman is a gold digger, so to speak, right? And what sparked this idea in my mind today is that, so we got the young lady that's with Travis Hunter. They was calling her a gold digger, even though she was with him before he made any money. And he was the one chasing her. But she's the one gold digger. It's not like she did some Brittany Renner type thing when she was in high school. She was like, she camped out and she tried to act like and get it. No, he sorted her out. That's number one. But number two, that we have somebody like Lisa Ray. Like, she will let you know that she's a legit gold digger. And she'll come and she's like, hey, listen here, Sharon, I like you a lot. You look good. You look like we could do some great things in public and private. However, the restaurants I go to, it might cost you your whole week's check just to go on a lunch date with me. And I don't want to put that kind of strain on you. For that reason, I cannot like you past. You look cute, and I'm going to have to go and find me a bigger piece of gold to go start digging. And she would tell you that, and people were like, oh, well, that makes sense. Way to say that. I do not understand for a life of me why they don't understand that just regular women, they still want you to be able to do something for them as well. And there's a difference between Lisa Ray gold digging and say, hey, you better be powerful. You better be a goddamn president of a goddamn country.
That whole check, that whole check better pay for dinner.
Because she like, I need a certain type of man. He better have power. He better have success on a ridiculous scale and all these different things.
He better
that woman, nobody bat an eyelash at because you know she diamond from the Players Club. I don't know why.
I want that.
But this young lady that's just there's two young people that are just in love with each other and they gonna go through their own ups and downs as a relationship as they should. They expect this young lady to have everything correct from day one. I think it's very weird. It's a big difference between a gold digger and just a woman that's want to be taken care of by her man.
Hey, Sharon, run me my money.
Have you also?
No, Sharon, they need all the men to be in the shelter and homeless and destitute.
Wait,
that's
Sharon?
how you know he loves you for real, because he loves you.
Sharon, did you see the latest Dr. Umar interview where he talks about that? Huh?
You saying we should? Well, no, I did not.
Oh, okay. Because he talks about that because he's actually apparently in Australia. And the woman is asking him about, you know, the same shit that we talk about over here. The successful Black woman and her finding her counterpart.
Ooh.
And
somebody do you know the link of the show? Somebody dropped the link of Dr. Umar Johnson and this lady from Australia having a conversation. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, people have been reviewing it, and I just don't know. I've never seen the lady before. It's an Australian show, so I don't know who it is.
Damn, I've been logged out for too long.
Me too, clearly.
He's talking about they squabbling in the chat.
Yeah, they squabbling in here. Yeah.
Hey, stay out of Black woman's business.
They saying yesterday. All right, hold on. So Piers even brought something up that we possibly should review, especially since we don't have no topic. We just here chatting it up, and we break. This is the beauty of I think this is another thing, Otis, to let you know. This is the beauty of our sector as well, that we can really just have really good conversation and build with each other, right? And just go through our day and have different thought patterns. How we all had different, and Piers even just came and solidified the whole reason why we felt out of trust with our community. That's the beauty of this space as well, when it's done correctly. Somebody please drop the link of the Dr. Umar Johnson and the lady, the Australian lady, because over there in Australia, they've been doing some wild things like that. Australian or British lady that had sex with 100 people in one day. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
100 people?
In one day, 12 hours.
Oh, that's nasty.
On the same day?
On the same day. What's up, Roger? What you got to say?
Oh, no, but I mean, a lot of these conversations is simply based off this. People want other people to do for them what they can't do for themselves. People have unrealistic expectations. They see things and they have fantasies, right? But the dry ass reality is, what are you doing for yourself?
Fantasy, baby.
Exactly. What you doing for yourself? Do you go spend a check on yourself at a dinner? If you can't spend a check on yourself at a dinner, why you expect somebody else to spend a check on you at a dinner? Most of these people need help. They hobosexuals. They be in messed up situations. They can't afford their life. They living above their means. They trying to pretend who they are to other people. So they need assistance. So they go out there, they go dig.
But Rob, shouldn't we focus on being happy and moving on and moving forward? Being abundant?
We should, but in these spaces,
we shouldn't let other people deter us from our happiness. It seems like you're letting other people stop you from being happy, Rob. Don't do that.
They can't never
ignore
stop
these
me.
people. You gotta learn how to ignore these people and move on, girl. You gotta learn.
These people,
girl, let me tell you, these people want to do that to you. They want to keep you in a place where you're trying to move on from. It's time to move on, girl.
Oh, nah, we talking about the space in general. These people,
in general, I'm talking in general. Happiness. These people don't know how to move on, and I don't get it. Do you? I don't.
Because they're not happy for real, sexy. They
Why
don't
do you
have
think
nobody.
They're not happy though.
They don't have nobody loving on them. They don't have nobody taking care of them.
Do you think
they don't have no creativity? They're not doing anything fruitful or worthy in their life.
But so do you think they should log off?
Huh?
you think they should log off? If
they should log off, especially since their lives are so great. If their lives were so great, they wouldn't be looking for ways to be miserable every day.
Because people be on here all day, day in, day out, talking about other people, what other people are doing. And the most people that have other people's names in their mouth are the most unhappy.
Exactly. And it's crazy because you never see certain people until they got other people name in their mouth. They ain't never coming out here talking about the happiness they're doing. They ain't never talking about the things that fuel their own interests. What they talking about is other people's lives. It's insane. It'd be a lot of fans. A lot of fans
Isn't
of
it
happy
weird?
relationships.
That's so
It
weird,
is.
right? It's so
It
weird.
is.
Oh my God.
Off the rails. But they living their best life.
I got people following me now that can't keep my name out of their mouth. And I didn't even know that I didn't even know that I was on people's mind like that. You know what I'm saying? So
I see that.
Don't it be the weirdest shit? You be living your best
it
life.
be the weirdest and it be the weirdest people. Like, why are you so obsessed with me? Why are you so like, get a life?
Girl, it's because you're a content. Look, it's because you're a content creator and you are the content. So they become your biggest fans. You know what I'm saying?
People will sit on your panel with you and then find out years later that there's beef and you didn't even know.
Look, you see what my
listen, I asked the people to check.
here?
Can you please send me to the direction of the Dr. Umar Johnson content? Where's the damn content? Somebody send me the direction, goddammit. Shit.
Man, Dr.
Let me grab my laptop.
Listen,
find it.
adopt the
Good morning,
Dr.
Ernestine.
Umar Johnson is a
Good morning,
clown,
Ernestine.
Sharon.
Thank you, Jalen. To make sure you say that on mute, Jalen. Thank you.
Yes, y'all gotta adopt the adage, cop the merch. We ain't beefing, you just mad. You just mad that some people live their life and
But
have
people don't
whatever
even want to
trials
be.
and
People aren't
tribulations.
even mad. People. It's funny because a lot of people don't even be mad because they don't even realize it's beef.
Right, ain't no beef. Y'all just mad. You upset. Just keep talking. I love it.
Nobody's
Put my
mad
name-
though. Nobody
Put
be
my
mad.
name in your algorithm. Let me ride your face with my Let me stop. Y'all ain't ready.
What the fuck?
But what about what about when the case when nobody's mad though, and there's no beef?
Oh, I don't know, because these people, I don't know what they be on, girl. I just be like, oh. If you can't say it on the link.
Thank you.
Call the phone,
Conversation
send
with
an email.
MJ.
You heard?
Thank you, Conversation MJ. I got the video. We're gonna try to jump into that. We're gonna also welcome him Happy into the conversation. Go ahead, Happy. What's your thoughts? While I try to figure out what we're gonna speak about.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good day, good day, good day.
Your microphone down. Damn.
What's good?
I want that mic.
Wow,
Okay.
Powerful. Sheesh.
What's the topic?
Try said, let me take care of that. I got you. Don't even worry.
The topic right now. Oh, damn it! What happened? We don't have no real topic right now. Right now, we was having a conversation about trusting the community and why people falling out of trusting the community, and then it turns into falling out of trusting each gender. And people not understanding the difference between a woman that just want to be provided for by her man and a gold digger like Lisa Ray.
Well, the reason why people don't trust the community is because we've been young before. We know what we went through, what we've seen other people go through, and things like that. So I get it. You know, that goes back to like even just the parenting, right? Some of us have said, "Oh, I went through this. I was, taught this way and that way," and you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that when I become a parent. Certain things like that. So it's just all because of what we've been through and stuff. So and what we know is going on, I think that's just natural. You get what I'm saying? Once you've been through something, as much as we may not see it as traumatic or whatever, it really is. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you make that decision, maybe, before you have children or even start actually thinking about it. When you make that statement and then you stick to it, when you become an adult, that says a lot, correct? So knowing that and knowing how I grew up, like everybody knew each other, where we live. You get what I'm saying? If something happened, it didn't matter who it was. It's not the same anymore. Nowadays, you can't even say anything to a child as far as like stop, because then the parents want to fight you. You know what I'm saying? You tell them to put down the stick, the parents want to fight. So it's crazy.
Okay. And also, I want to shout out to a hot $5 from Silent. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. You got any kind words, sir? Because I know you got plenty of things you want to say, Silent. Go ahead.
No, I'm just got here, so I'm just going with the flow.
To add real quick to the community thing, I was part of the community, the first part, whereas the neighbors can actually put their hands on you for as correcting you if you did something ignorant, and then when the mother or grandmother come home, you will get it again. For some reason in 2024, and it's unfortunate, you can't even say anything to your neighbor's kids at all, for whatever reason, because if you even try to correct them, their mother is going to run outside, not their father, because I hate to say it, the father's not even there. The mother's going to run outside.
Isn't that convenient? Shut your ass up.
No, I'm listen.
So sick of you niggas always got to
Why
slip
would you
that
take
shit
that
in there. Just shut up.
No, why did you take that the wrong way?
You ain't even have to slip that in there. You know, the kids be out there.
The kids
be outside. The kids be outside because the kids be outside. Adults be outside. Adults don't even be outside. What are you outside when the kids outside?
To hear you, Otis.
I see, because you took that out of context. You took it the wrong way. My point was.
Oh my God, it's a joke.
That was a joke.
Calm down.
Oh, I didn't know if it was a joke. Cause you so animated, I didn't know. So I apologize.
I am an animated.
No one came to see you, Otis.
It ain't no beef. Hold on, Raw. Hold on. Otis, you didn't have to slip the fathers in there, because single mothers get blamed for everything, bro.
I wasn't blaming them. Okay, it probably did come out that way, but I didn't mean that.
Okay,
I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to correct it, but
I'm sorry.
That was a shot.
At the same time, is it true that most likely there is a single mom in the house with the kids 9 times out of 10? Is that correct?
But where is the single father?
That's not the question. Oh, you took my whole point. You missed that's not even the point right now. I'm trying to make a point, and you just derailed the whole thing. My point was, you can't correct.
Otis, boo.
You sure right. I'm shut up. You sure right.
You fucked it up. You shouldn't have threw that father shit trying to disrespect black women. We ain't having that shit. Not even on the minutest scale, honey. Okay.
One thing I learned about this show, and this show only, is that you have to be very careful. I'm serious about this. You have to be very careful with your words, because if you say one wrong thing that the individual will perceive wrong, it's over, as you can clearly see. But I learned that about this channel. I love it. You have to be very cautious what you say. You have to think before you speak, because they will run with it and run up that damn flagpole.
Time out. You know, but do you think that's a good thing to say, though? You know, the dad's not home.
I didn't think it was a bad thing to say it.
No.
I think I said it the wrong way. I'll say that.
Well, think about it though, because sometimes fathers be at work. Fathers be picking up other kids.
I'm going off my street alone. Okay, let me take my own street that I live in right now.
You don't have to take your own street.
I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example.
When you speak,
there's no father in the house to the left of me. There's no father in the house to the right of me. There's no father in the house across the street. So what else can I go off of? And I'm not trying to be funny. That's just the reality of the situation. There's no father to the left. There's no father to my right, and there's no father across the street. There are single moms who's taking care of their family.
So you brought a personal situation into
So you watch them all the time
you got my head
there's
hurt.
no father in the house.
You said what, Raw?
So you watch them all the time to know that there's no father in the house. How you know that?
Bingo! I was just thinking that.
I ain't trying to do that.
Because he's sneaking over there.
What do you mean? Do I watch him? What do you mean? I work from home. What do you mean?
Sneaking over there?
Because we do have black men in the community that look out for the community. We're not going to try to make him seem like he's watching the kids to be watching the kids for some.
No, we're not saying that he's watching.
I didn't say he was watching the kids.
I'm saying he's watching the mamas.
He's watching
that
the
old
mamas.
nigga that
be watching the mamas.
At the end of the day, how would you know that there's no father in the house? Maybe the
because
father
he
come in
probably
the house
talks
on the late
to the
night
other
he at
people.
work.
Because he probably talks to other people in the neighborhood. His wife probably talks to these women.
What if those women's dads, though, right? They fathers and shit, they in the service or whatever. So anybody looking at their household would think that they're a single mama household.
Well, I've already stated that. I said the father could be at work.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my point.
Raw. You're hypothetically speaking. I'm speaking from facts. I've been on this street since 2010. I know my neighbors. And again, this is turning into something that I didn't want it to turn into. I was making an observation and I was trying to prove a whole nother point. But if you want to go there, let's go there. I did not mean, or I did not try to mean to go down
Okay,
on
Otis, stop.
the
Just
single
stop.
woman.
Just put it, Otis, because no, you threw that little shady ass comment in there.
It wasn't shady.
Like that.
It was shady.
It was.
You damn sure said it.
Wow.
All right. So
You know what, Otis? I don't even have Otis.
Hold on. This is a good.
I don't even have children.
This is a good lesson that we can learn. Otis, do you understand why they might look at it as shady?
Yes, I do. And I said that earlier. The way I interpreted, the way I tried to explain myself, it did not come out well at all. No. So I do understand where they're coming from. But do you, let me ask you a question. Do you understand that I wasn't trying to say that?
Sound
Yes
like
or no?
I can see that. I can.
I said
let
the
me ask
Tony
you,
said it
Williams.
didn't sound like a shot.
Teron's silence is the answer. Let me ask you, Williams. Do you feel I meant to be derogatory towards the woman when I made that statement?
Okay,
yes.
So that's a better question. I don't think you meant to be.
Right.
I don't think you meant to be, but it was just something that naturally
But it came across.
because
It's coming off
right. It's because
subconscious.
it's just
been in
it's
this
naturally
space so
to
long.
talk down on women, right? And so
I got you.
I think people don't understand that women hear that language a lot differently than how men communicate their language. So a lot of times, men do not understand how to communicate their intent.
Okay.
And so women want to interpret those words as danger or violent words towards them because words can seem violent. Yeah, judgment. And that's perfect because we're supposed to be able to tell each other without judging things, right? You're supposed to be able to speak your mind without judging. I'm gonna tell you something, you're not supposed to judge me on it. However, the way how men communicate, especially around women, it's in a way where they belittling women. And they don't even realize that they're doing it in real time.
I didn't mean to call you out like that, though.
No, it was it was a very good thing that you did it because I think it's a great lesson learned that we just seen that many just start paying attention and saying like, yes, my intent wasn't that. However, you got to be able to recognize that and start changing your vocabulary so your intent is coming out with your words.
Okay, so I have a question now, Otis. So to that point, to you saying that, right? You said it wasn't being shady. So I have a question now.
Okay.
So do you feel that's part of the reason why we don't have the community like it is because we have less fathers in the homes?
Yes.
That could be the reason why we don't trust anybody because the fathers aren't around?
Yes, and let me expound on that if I may. Yes, because I feel, and I know it's true, mothers, single moms are very protective of their kids. And I totally understand that, especially in this society. I get that. So when their child is outside in the community doing what they're doing, the mother, for some strange reason, I understand, they feel like their child can't do any wrong. So when the other community around within that community comes try to discipline that child or help that child out in a situation, the mother comes out and automatically assumes that their child is in the right. So we cannot correct that child. I've experienced that several times versus in the past, several years ago, I can correct the child. The mother comes home. I let the mother know, thank you for doing that. And then she sit down. I see her talk to her son or daughter. This day and age,
What decade
was the last decade that you could?
I want to add something. Go ahead, PS Diva.
No, that was me. What decade was the last decade that you could correct somebody else's child?
Hey, but before you answer that, the Gale with the 5 eyes, black women are so sensitive. Otis was making a whole different point. Let the man finish before attacking. I want to address
he was not attacked. He is not a victim
because I think it's an important comment.
Correct.
Do
you feel attacked, Otis?
Before you you can answer Roy B's question, and then I want to address that question.
Who, me? What was the question again? You mean the one you just put up?
What was the last decade? Okay. What was the last decade that you could correct somebody else's children?
That's a good question. I'm not going to make anything up because I would be sitting up here lying, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I felt comfortable trying to correct a child because of the interaction I might get with the parent. It's been a while. It's been several years. I'm not going to even lie. It's been several years.
But guesstimate which decade?
2010.
80s.
I would say the 80s. Get the hell out of here. I would say realistic. I'll probably say 2000. between 2000 and 2010, between that frame. Just hypothetically, just throwing it out there. Don't quote me, but don't hold me to it. But around that area, between 2000 2010, where I felt comfortable, I didn't really have these issues. Now it's like you don't know what you're going to get. You really don't.
So this is what I think we need to get men to understand, especially the black men, because I think they could understand this correlation a little easier. If you're in a room full of white men, and they saying things to that, hey, what's up, boy? You will understand that it is a somewhat of a condescending tone towards you or towards your people. You'll be able to recognize the little nuances, even though nobody would say anything wrong. Technically, if you just write down the words that they say, right? If you just wrote it down and you look at the words that they say, technically it would be nothing wrong with what they say. But you as a man in that position, right? You being the only one and you seeing how they move and react, and you like, hey, it was a lot of, sorry to say, but a lot of undertones going towards me. And I think men are not realizing that a lot of the undertones that they are using, it is towards like belittling women.
I get that. Ain't no man gonna call me a boy. Let me finish real quick, Mr. Williams. I get that. And I hear this a lot, especially from me, because I hear that a lot from women. My tone. Is it that it's just a difference between a man and a woman and how they speak? Is that, can that honestly be that's it? And you don't have to get that deep into it. It's just the way a man speaks, but they don't mean to have any undertones. Because I'm serious. I don't mean to have any undertones. I really don't. It's just the way I come off.
Otis,
it's the patriarchy and
your voice
misogyny.
is heavy. Otis, your voice is heavy, but they don't like you.
No, so it's not the voice, so to speak. It is.
No, that's what I'm saying. We have similar voices. They just don't like you.
No, but it's not the voice. It's the words that's being used, and it's putting one person above another person without you even recognizing. Because, like, I'm pretty sure if a lot of majority of Caucasian people that don't even know that they are racist, that they are saying something racist, like they would say something as simple as, "Oh, you're not like the other black people that I know." They don't understand. Like that's like, hey, bro, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? We all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like those are little undertones show that they don't have the correct speech to have a conversation.
So this is what
they know they racist. If they doing racist shit, they know they racist.
Can I give
sometimes
my
people don't know
of why I said what I said?
What is you saying, sir?
Go ahead, Sexy Red, because I
is that Jalen?
Yes.
So
go ahead, Sexy Red, because I know you got to talk in between when somebody's talking.
I know. I'm sorry. My
okay.
wheels get to turning. But so because the way that he said it, well, the kids outside, and they ain't got no fathers. Well,
right there we go. That part right there.
The thing is, there's no adults outside. So what was the point of bringing up the fathers? There's no adults. There's no mothers around either.
That's not true, though. That's not true.
If
because
you're
nowadays,
he said,
you have to be outside with your kids because they trafficking little girls and everything.
No. That wasn't in his hypothetical. His hypothetical was the kids are outside. The fathers ain't around, but the mothers aren't around either because the kids are outside. So it was I don't know, a non sequitur, or it shouldn't have been inserted in there because it didn't need to be inserted.
It wasn't called for at the moment.
Right. So when you've listened to so much red pill content, it subconsciously takes on to what you're saying and you don't even realize it. Next thing you know, you're getting divorced and you don't even know why, because you're subconsciously listening to this red pill content over and over and over again. And you can start to tell by the way that people talk and respond to things. And it's just something that I noticed, Otis. I wasn't trying to attack you or anything like that. So I apologize.
And I think it came to a great conversation. I don't think Otis felt attacked.
No.
And that's perfect you said that.
And hold on.
Because Otis actually said, well, that's what they say. If you rewind it back to your mind, you will hear him, because Otis actually said, well, that's what they say anyway. When he said, because the dad ain't around, he said, well, that's what they say. So that's actually spot on, Red.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Lots of rest because it kick in sometime. It does.
Go ahead, PhD, before we won't get a chance again.
I'm gonna drop down because that was great. I'm gonna go.
You good, Sexy. You good.
Y'all have a great day. I'll be in the chat.
You too. The Gale. People are waiting to be offended. All Otis said was the father not home. He didn't say why, and he didn't mention single mothers. Rewind.
That is very true, and this is why I brought up the whole situation. If you was a single black man in a white space and people just saying things, like if you write it down, you just take what they say without any kind of interpretation. What they saying is nothing wrong, but you could feel a sense of belittlement or condescending tones when somebody is saying things, even though they said nothing wrong. You could kind of feel the intentions of the person, and sometimes it can be misinterpreted.
You're right, and I didn't read the room. Like I hate to say this, like black conquering the king, whatever. I see Otis didn't learn his lesson. You are correct. I didn't learn my lesson. I'm trying, and what I think he meant by that, and I understand what Sexy Red was talking about. You are correct. My undertones and things like that, I don't mean any harm, but I call myself trying to be funny and just talk shit and not reading the room. And there are women that can easily take what I just said based on what Sexy Red brought up and could easily take that and do what they do. And I could see that. That's why I'm not really pushing back on it, because I understand where they're coming from. But the actuality of the situation is that's not what I meant. And the chat that you brought up, the quote is spot on. I wasn't even trying to refer to that, but I could understand the undertones. I promise I get it. That's why I'm not even pushing back on it. I get it. I'm trying to read the room.
That is perfect. And yes, you get to go right now. Go ahead, PH Diva.
All right. Very Sexy Red TV. Tourette's fee. Thank you, ma'am.
But here's the thing, right, Otis? When you say that there are no fathers in the home, I hate when people try to play this game of semantics on social media. Thank you for, acknowledging how what you said potentially could have been viewed by some. But if you're saying there's no father in the home, by default, you are talking about single mothers.
Single mothers, right.
Like, can we just be real, or like we just gonna say, well, he didn't say it. He ain't saying the sky's blue. He just said the sky.
Let me say this. Let me get back to my point though, because I heard all this other stuff going around, and I know that undertone is going to come up again because I just did it again because I said stuff. So I'm catching it quick. I don't mean it's stuff, but the conversation was great. But let me get back to my original point. The original point was real life when I'm outside and I see kids, teenagers doing things that are questionable. I want to talk to them. But if I say something to them, the mother, not the father, is going to come and have an attitude. Why did you say something to my child? Unfortunately. And that's the reality of the situation. I don't know why the father's not there. I'm not even bringing it up. I'm just telling you from my situation based on the street I live on, the community I live in, not just this one street, but the community, the subdivision, that's the majority of the women. I mean, that's the majority of the situation. There are a lot of single mothers around me, and there are a lot of teenagers around this area. So that's what I experienced. And I experienced people getting into it, altercations because of their kids. They badass kids doing shit they shouldn't be doing, and you can't correct them. That's what I was going at it. But we can have a deeper conversation on why the father's not there. That's a whole nother show. I wasn't trying to do it.
You got your talking points. You guys your talking points.
Go ahead and set the tone.
You don't care. I'm not going to be here very long.
Why not? You don't got to announce that. You don't have to announce how long you're going to be here.
I can't. But here's the thing, Otis, you got your talking points from white conservative white men with that whole welfare queen argument. It's so played out in 2020.
Did I say any of that? Did welfare come out my mouth? What the? Wow.
Have you ever listened to? Have you ever heard the thing about the welfare queen, the single mama? Where the daddies in the household. You got that from Ronald Reagan and goddamn Lee Atwater. That's where you got your talking points from. You niggas.
I got that from my neighbor next door.
Hey, I'm talking, nigga. Okay. Not you. I'm talking, damn it. Now, the thing is, it's very sad that a lot of niggas online and niggatube, I don't know what's so fucking funny, Sherrod. I don't know why you laughing about, but here's the thing. Y'all repeat what racist white conservative men be saying. You niggas are stupid and dumb.
I'm
Big
sorry,
J
Big
out.
J, with all due respect, I can't let you keep saying that. I did not get my talking points from them. I got my talking points from a real life reality situation I'm in right now. I'm telling you who my neighbors are. I'm telling you who my community is.
Look at this, though. Look at this, y'all. This is what the women are trying to say. You can't piss on my back and tell me it's raining.
What the fuck? Right, because this is the thing. This is the thing. In a household, regardless to if a woman is married or single, it's always going to be the woman that's going to approach somebody for talking to the children because women are in control of raising the children. Married men, fathers that are in the home are not going to sit there and approach you unless you put your hand on the child, because more often than not, they go and question their child. Like, what the hell was you doing for somebody to even talk to you in the first place? That's what a father is going to do. A mother is going to be like, well, they should have came and said something to me. This is irregardless too if a mother is a single mother, married mother, mother with a deployed father, or anything like that. So that's why I said, how do you know that there are no fathers involved? Because even women that are single moms, allegedly, they still have some involvement in the kid's life with the father. So this is why I always feel like those conversations are maladaptive and they're not 100% truthful or accurate.
Well, that is true, Robbie. What up,
God damn, you don't even say hello, nothing. What's wrong with you? Who raised you? God damn.
I was actually raised by a good family. I just do what the fuck I want to do.
Can I respond real quick to what Raw G just said?
Yes.
What you just said is not. I'm going to get my words correct. What you said is 100% accurate in what your belief is and the whole concept. I get that. I wasn't even trying to scratch that surface. I wasn't even trying to get that deep. I really wasn't. What you're saying can be 100% accurate and all that. But what I'm telling you, please, people hear what I'm saying. It's not that deep, and I'm not even trying to get that deep. It's just a simple observation.
Okay.
I go outside my garage.
Okay.
I know my neighbors. I've been here since 2010. I know my neighbors. We all fine. We good. They're beautiful people.
All right.
That's
So
my reality. That's it. I know where I know why I don't know why they don't have a man, but I know the man is not in the house. Ain't been there for 10 years. Ain't been there for 7 years.
Okay.
He's not deployed. He's not at work.
All right.
So
let me ask the resident. I came from a good family, but I have an attitude problem. Pastor, do you understand what Otis is talking about? How men that's in their neighborhood, because we was talking about Pastor, so I could put you up on game what we was talking about.
They don't send money.
God damn it, Pastor. So we were talking about trusting in community and how men can't go outside and just like go out there and correct their little kids because Otis feel like the young lady, the mother, would go out and try to correct Otis instead of their own child. Is that something that you agree with?
So a bitch ass.
Fucked up in 2024. You sound.
Okay.
I mean, I can't. But you know, people don't want to acknowledge.
Oh man.
People don't want to acknowledge the fact. The mother is the person in charge of the children in all species across all genotypes. So they want to make it about something more than it needs to be, which is cool. Like, I don't.
But what you're saying is true, Rob. I mean, I agree with you. The woman, you didn't say anything wrong. You really didn't. So I'm not pushing back on that. You didn't say anything wrong. I'm just thinking you're making it just a little bit more deeper than it really is with the point I was trying to make. But what you're saying is not inaccurate at all. I agree with you. I totally concur. I do.
No, but I think you're missing the point of what I'm saying about your point. I'm not saying that you were wrong in your point either. What I'm saying is that strangers, right, or people that are not family are looked at as strangers, irregardless to intention. I asked you about the question about the decades earlier because I would put it more so back in the 80s, to be quite honest. The 80s is the last time I seen where it was a community tribal effort to raise children. Since I would say 85. Since about 85, that's gone to the wayside. You know why? Because what's that America's Most Wanted? The America's Most Wanted dude made it a real problem for people to be talking to other people's children. There are other things that come into play when we talking about why people take exception to other people chastising or correcting their children. And I don't want to take it that deep this morning on Sharon's show, but you know, we just having a conversation. The fact that we are up here having a conversation. Nobody up here is upset. We're not yelling at each other. It's not like, fuck you, Otis, fuck you, Roger. And the fact that people take the conversation however they want to, that's their own confirmation bias. That's their personal overindulgence or over-involvement to a conversation. The only way to actually figure out how we elevate the community overall is by having these conversations. But I see Big J came to give you the smoke. Let me go on mute.
Yeah, because you 50-something years old and you can't sit there and adapt and understand that you're talking where you Negroes get y'all's talking points from. I mean, like, it's like no wonder though black men are at the second to the bottom when it comes to education, and then y'all voted for a candidate who want to take away the Department of Education.
So what is your beef with me exactly, Big J?
Is that you're not wise and hip to the game of your vocabulary words, or the vocabulary words that like you say.
Good morning,
Okay.
Big J. How are you?
First of all, I don't think we need to be in this little box because you ain't saying shit that for us to be in the box.
Well, like I hear you talking. Well, hold on, I hear you talking.
Saying nothing, Big J.
But you ain't saying he got
He
that
always
thing.
talking shit.
All
but
right,
he ain't
hold
saying
on,
nothing.
Big J. So Otis said he don't hold on, y'all. So let's wait so we can get a real understanding. So Otis said he don't understand what's your argument at this point. Can you?
No,
please
it's just
hold
talking
on, Jay. Let me
point.
ask
It's
the
a talking
question.
point.
Let me ask the
And I already answered. I already answered the question.
Big J, let me finish.
I already answered the question. I already answered the question.
So
It's
Big J,
okay. You don't understand what that means.
Fuck up in 2024. You sound
Damn.
Bye, big dummy.
Not by Big Dummy.
Dummy.
I need to understand the issue we had. I really did. I was serious. I didn't get it.
This the thing with these type of people.
Otis,
You
can
don't
I
have.
ask you
This the
something?
thing with these type of people. You don't have to have an
Let me
issue.
just,
Oh God, it's back.
Big J.
You owe me 20, Sharon.
Okay, don't worry about it. Big J, do you want to reiterate what's your issue? Go ahead.
I mean, the talking point.
fuck up in 2024. You sound
Oh my God! Come on, Siraj.
Wait, how did he come back?
Okay.
It said drop Big J this time. So they put 40 on his head. So it's $40 to bring Big J back. They put money on his head.
Damn, Big J.
Sharon, you really just brought him back just to drop him again?
Sharon, crazy.
That's wild.
But
Otis,
Sharon, I have a question.
Go ahead, PSD, bro.
All right, the Gale. You have to allow people to finish their full thought before taking the convo elsewhere. Long-time listener, catching up on contributions.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, DeGale. Right.
Yes, irregardless of gender.
So I have a question. Oh,
I believe Omni had a question real quick. I'm sorry. I apologize.
no, I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna. I don't know.
I was going to ask if you. I was going to
I don't
ask if
wanna
you
start.
had a prior relationship or rapport with any of the women on the block, with any of the women whose children it was that you're talking about.
Did I have a prior relationship? Good question.
Or rapport.
I got you. Nothing more than as you ride down the street before you pull into your driveway, a wave, or not. That's it.
Okay,
Great question.
Gotcha. So what gets lost in these conversations when we talk about bringing the village back and the community back is that it starts with the relationship of the adults in the scenario. If you don't have a prior relationship with the adults, like if me and you don't have a prior relationship and you talk to my child, as the father, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a problem with that. That I believe it starts with the rapport of the adults, and then we take it from there. From now, if one of my kids is wilding out in the streets, what have you, you come to me as the adult. You don't talk to my child first.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense, especially having some type of relationship, cordial more than just the wave as you ride down the street. I get what you're saying. There was no block parties like we had back in the day where everybody. There was no, hey man, don't park in front of her house because Miss Draper about to pull up in about 30 minutes and she parked right here. There is no reverence for that. There is no reverence of, hey man, stop cursing. Here come Miss Draper.
Right.
Stop.
And also it
This
depends
stuff is
on the scenario, right? Because when you put it as the neighborhood, so it makes it a little bit more personal when it's the neighborhood. Like you go there, you speak to people. It's not like you at a park where another kid did something to your kid and you're like, hey, don't do that to my kid. Where's your parent at? Right. Because you got to kind of correct that, like kind of like in real time type of thing. But if you are in the neighborhood, it's a neighborhood kid, you know where the mother's at, you know, especially since you know the daddy ain't there. According to Otis, he know why the daddy ain't there.
I didn't say why, but I know he ain't been there for 7 years. That's what I know.
So therefore, you should definitely go and it's easier for you to have that personal relationship with the parents. Say, hey, I'm going to tell your mama because you doing X, Y, and Z, you know, and this way you can kind of get away from the mother trying to correct you before correcting her own child.
I got you. That makes sense.
I like today. Today we getting through some things today.
And also to properly cite my sources, I believe that's what Rod was alluding to. I just want to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Shout out to Omni.
Shout out to the over 200 people that's in the chat. We appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank you. Make sure y'all leave a comment, hit a like, hit a share. We appreciate y'all. We could get to 200 likes. That would be phenomenal. And we could get to at least 50 shares. That would be phenomenal. That would just help out the channel tremendously. So it's definitely free ways where you can help out. Just all the 200 people that's in the building, just say hello. Just say hi. How you doing? It's all good. Even though the chat is wild, you'll be okay. Trust me, you will be able to survive. Hit the like, hit the share, and hit the comment. Just say hello. It helps the algorithm tremendously. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. As we move forward, so PhD wanted to dive into this.
The mic is cutting off.
Not for me. Anybody else?
Nope.
Thank you, Jalen. Make sure you say that on mute, okay? So we're going to get into this new conversation that PhD she wanted to break down in real time. It's about Dr. Umar Johnson. What is it about? You give us a brief synopsis, PhD Diva? Of course not. Lord. Let's see what Dr.
Same stuff Umar is always talking about. But y'all were bringing up, gold digging and whatnot. And so one of the questions the woman asked him was, the question that we have over here so often about the, educated, successful, professional Black woman and how she can't find her counterpart. And so he talks about what the expectation for Black women should be with regard to finances and Black men, given their position in this white supremacist system. And so that was it. I was just bringing it up because of the conversation we were having about gold digging.
Okay, let's see what Dr. Umar Johnson is talking about today. Let's go. This is from a podcast over across seas somewhere.
To be respected.
I tagged them in the chat.
Better than the continent we come from. Be honest, my queen.
A lot of the dilemmas I get sent in from my listeners talk about.
Man, she got some ears. Whew, I know she hears.
You know what? You did not stop the video to talk trash about the damn lady ear.
Right? Shady.
Like, Teron, you didn't have to say that.
Man, you something else, man.
You didn't have to bring up her ears, and then you didn't have to go on and expand how she looks like a Burton character. You didn't have to do that.
I'm just saying those things, like, she hears everything he is saying. That's all I'm saying. My bad. It was just alarming to me. Welcome to the show. Good day, sir. Good day.
Yo, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love.
Peace and love. Wait, let me ask you a question real quick. Is that Lupine?
Is that who?
Lupine.
No, it's Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon.
Tuxedo Man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Peace and love to y'all, man. First off, Cuzzo, let me take my shoes off before I come into this room. Peace and love to the beautiful queen, the supreme goddess, PH Diva. Peace and love to you.
Peace and love.
Peace and love to the other beautiful queen on the panel, Happy, Berry White. Peace and love to you.
Peace.
And then peace and love to the other beautiful queen on the panel, Raw G. Peace and love to you. And then peace and love to all the queens in the chat, man. Anya Bracey, the SBG First Lady, Robin M. DB, Shiesty Bum, Bomb Cherry Juice, Rogue C, It's Me, Dr. G, Sexy Red TV, Conversations with MJ, Miss Jalen, Genesis, the Victorious One, Zero Tolerance, Fantasy Island Girl, The Voice of Venus, The Verbal Assassin, Dawn, Pink, Black Beauty, Ariel CH, Champion Feminist, all the queens, man. All the queens. I don't want to forget about none of the queens. Every time I hit this platform, I'm going to make it my purpose to lift y'all up, give y'all flowers, and show these men, show these knuckleheads how they should be treating the ladies, the queens, and the women on this internet, man. And peace and love to the kings as well. We can't forget about the kings.
Peace to you, sir.
And Cuzzo, man. So I heard some of the conversation, right? And I'm kind of disappointed in Otis because he's not willing to have a honest conversation today, right? He mentions the issue is men are not in the house, right? But he's not telling you why men aren't in the house, right? What he should be saying, and what I was expecting to hear from Otis, is that in this day and age, 2024 going into 2025, men, specifically black men, are just much, much weaker than we've ever seen men become before, right? Men are physically weaker. And we see men are physically weaker by the majority of these men who have these salacious opinions, these weird gratification of pushing women down and competing with women, comparing themselves to women, arguing and fighting and fussing with women. We see the majority of those men are fat, out of shape, and morbidly obese, right? So we know they're physically weak. We know they're filled up with estrogen. We know that all they can do is just come on the internet and bully women, because in a real life, they'll get bullied by a man who's in shape, right? They're physically weak. We also understand, Cuzzo, they're spiritually weak. We also understand, Cuzzo, they're mentally weak. And we also understand, Cuzzo, they're emotionally weak. And the reason why we understand that is because when we have these conversations day in, day out, the men who hit this link, what do? They're easily emotionally triggered, right? They don't know how to compose themselves. They don't have any type of decorum. They don't have any type of self-discipline. They don't have any type of self-control, right? They're quick to use profanity. They're quick to defend themselves against a woman. They're quick to, as soon as they hear trigger words, they got something to say. They want to get loud and boisterous on the internet, mind you, because they're protected by the confounds of the internet. But in their real life, if they're having these conversations, they having them with their head down. They won't look you in the eye. They won't dare disrespect a woman in a strong man's presence, right? So the facts are the facts, Otis, and stop running from the facts. You know these men out here are weak. You know these men are out here aren't strong men. They aren't real men, right? So when you have that type of an unbalance, when you have that type of a upheaval in terms of manhood, that has a trickle down effect, my brother, that affects the community. And in real time, we're seeing, yes, men don't want to correct and counsel children and young people because men don't want to undergo self-reflection and look in the mirror and fix themselves. Men don't even want to correct other men or teach other men or tell another man, listen, brother, you moving in a weird way. You emotional, my brother. You need to recalibrate your value system, my brother. Remove lust, degeneracy, and sex from the top of your value system and replace it with God. Add some honor, integrity, self-reflection, accountability, responsibility, discipline, self-respect, ambition, all of those things underneath, which were going to help you become a stronger man, help you become a leader of not only men, but women and children, right? But when the men get weaker, the women aren't able to trust in that man's leadership, right? So that's why you have these broken homes. That's why you have these issues to where children are rebelling against parents. That's why you have these issues to where these weak men feel it needed and necessary for them to come online, complain about women, get together, trauma bonding, because they've suffered this rejection anxiety. And a man like Otis, he's not willing to stand up and say, my brother, you are the problem. Look in the mirror, fix yourself, my brother. Get it together. Stop complaining about these queens. Stop complaining about these ladies. And stop complaining about the woman, man. Peace and love.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen. Bro, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga?
Let me thank you, Jalen. That's the most smartest thing you said since I've been knowing you. Great. Check this out. Brownsville. I'm smart enough to know that this is entertainment. I know damn well you don't have an issue with me because I didn't say anything and believe none of that shit you were saying. That don't even refer to me. You didn't hear nothing I said. You taking a whole nother talking point and you're running with it because that's what Brownsville does. And I like that. I love you. No homo. I like what you're doing. But you can't use me to get your point across. You can, but you really can't. Now I'm going to allow you to do it, but I didn't say shit that you said that I said. That wasn't even my argument. That was not even my fight. That's not even my fight. Not at all. You just talking and you want to use me as the catalyst to just do your shit. I be the guinea pig. Go for it. But you out of order, bruh. We back. Actually, me and you, we should most likely on the same page. For real. But you want to use me, of all people, to make your point? You kind of off, bruh. But continue to do your thing. I'm not going to go off on you, disrespect you and all that to so-called prove your point. I'm not even going to raise my voice. But that's just crazy to me that people don't see what you're doing. And I like what you're doing, but you picked the wrong one today. I'm not even saying, come on now, stop. That don't even fit. I don't even fit what you just said.
So my brother, if you listen to what I said,
I heard everything you said. Did you hear what I said?
Number one, it was you who said the problem with the community is the men aren't in the homes anymore. And then you brought
I didn't say that. No, let me stop you right there, Brownsville. I did not say that. What I said was the problem in the community was you cannot correct the kids outside in the street. That's what I said. You
But you also, Otis, you also said, and you had this back and forth with Sexy Red TV. And I was listening, my brother.
Okay.
You said that the men in your neighborhood are not in the house. Did you
that's a
say
fact.
that, or did you not
talk
say
to the fact? So
Yeah,
talk to the
right.
fact.
So that's
talk to that point. They not at home. So address that. So now what?
Right.
So what they got to do with me?
But see, here's the thing, my brother. You gotta stop getting so emotional and
Man,
have a conversation.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. This how I talk. I'm not emotional. And don't use it as your key point to make you look good because I talk louder than you. Stop it, man. You should be able to have a conversation with another man with the other man raising his voice. So stop it. You always try to say that shit to try to belittle another man because you can overtalk or out loud talk that other man. Get the hell up out of here, sir. And I respect you, but that shit ain't gonna work with me. Raise your voice to say what you got to say, and don't be throwing them little ad hominems, whatever, to talk about I'm too emotional. Man, get the hell up out of here. Stop it. I'm not going for that, sir. Stop it.
Okay, are you done? Are you finished, Otis?
There you
Is
go with
your
that
plane
shit. No,
landing?
I'm not finished. Keep talking though.
Right, because see, here's the thing, right?
You kill me.
In a respectable conversation between men, when
Stop
you
using
talk,
trigger
I
words.
listen to understand.
Stop using trigger words.
right?
That's what you got to say without saying them trigger words.
A conversation happens when one person is talking and the other person is listening, and then the ideas are being shared one with another, right?
Without
But
the insults.
what y'all emotional men like to do is y'all like to scream, yell, and talk over the other person to make yourself seem like you tougher than you actually are.
No,
And
that's your
what I'm
assumption.
saying
I
to
just
you,
like cutting you off because
there's
you're
no
talking
need-
bullshit. That has
there's
nothing to do
no
to prove
need
me
for
how
you to
tough
do
I
that,
am.
my
I
brother.
think you're full of shit right now. It has nothing to do with me being stronger than you or thinking I'm more powerful than you and all that. No, I like to cut off the bullshit when I'm hearing it, especially from a man who's trying to get his point across. So that's what I'm doing.
Right.
And I just happen to talk loud.
What I'm saying is
You ain't
you're
saying
just
shit.
emotional, my brother. That's the issue. Because
Man,
you're
stop it.
unable
Next,
to
I want to
even
hear this,
have
man. Come
a
on, bro.
back
Stop it.
and forth
Stop it.
conversation. And the reason why you're unable to have a back and forth conversation with me is because you know when you look in the mirror, everything that I said, it
Here we
fits
go.
you. Right? So then you get upset and you get mad and now you want to cut me off and you want to use profanity. All of those things I touched on,
Oh my
you
God.
violate.
Man, stop
Right?
it.
The issue
Man,
is this,
stop it.
Otis.
You full of shit,
I
bro. That's
wasn't-
not working
I
with
wasn't-
me. I
Hit dogs
respect
were
you, man,
out.
but I'm not finna be your guinea pig. I'm not gonna succumb to the way you want to hold a conversation. Succumb to the way I want to hold a conversation. Talk loud with me. I don't want to talk all subtle, that little fake ass shit. Talk loud with me. Talk loud with me, sir. Let's have a conversation. Pretend they not here. Talk with me. Let's have a conversation. I talk loud.
Listen,
I don't want to
I
subdue
have
my
Brown Suit City, you just sound stupid right now, bro.
I have
Just
self-control,
stop,
my
bro.
brother.
Okay.
I have self-discipline.
Okay, so all right, so this is what we're gonna do. All right, so hold on. I got you. Hold on. Hold on. So this is what we're gonna do. So
Diva, you ain't shit.
hold on. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, so the topic was at that moment was community. It seemed like we got a little further. We went backwards. We went back into the community conversation. So Brownsville, go ahead and drop your piece on why what is lost in the community today, so y'all can actually have y'all back and forth. Go ahead.
You trying to set me up, cousin?
No, I'm not.
Don't fall for it. Don't take the bait. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing.
Nah, he know I don't care. He know I don't mind. The issue is this, right? It's the same issue that permeates these men. When Otis is speaking, Otis is always speaking around the issue. The reason why he's speaking around the issue is because he, just like most men that speak in his space, don't want to hold other men accountable. They shy away from it, right? Because they think that if they shy away from holding men accountable, it will put them in a box to where they're not being accepted. You see, these men have a need for affiliation with other men, right? That's a follower mentality. That's a mentality that I have to be a sheep. And what I'm asking these men to do is to let go of that sheep mentality, right? And put on a lion mentality, right? So what I'm saying is lions are protectors. Lions are providers. Lions move in a way to where they're not going to tolerate any type of improprieties within their community. If you come after a lion's female, you're going to meet the force of that male lion and you're not going to survive, right? And I need my brothers to have that same mentality when you see these weak suckers going after our women. But instead of having that lion mentality, they want to have a sheep mentality. And what they want to do is get along and go along so that they can stay up under that remology. And that's my issue.
All right. So Otis, on the things that he just said, do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. Let's go ahead and move this on. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not. I'm going to reserve myself. I'm going to contain myself because this conversation is not even worth going back and forth because hit dogs holler. I'm not a hit dog, so I'm going to just pass. Go ahead.
After all of that hollering.
That was his opportunity. And see, Cuzzo, in real time, we seen it, right? That was his opportunity to say, yeah, Brownsville's correct. Our brothers need to have that lion mentality and not the sheep mentality. I agree with Brownsville when he said that. I agree with Brownsville when he says our men need to be protectors of our women and children and over our community, right? He knows he agrees with that, but he's afraid to publicly say it because
I don't agree with this definition of my character that you're doing right now, Brownsville. That's what I don't agree with.
You're going to be isolated, right, from that red pill incel manosphere community that for some strange reason, these men love to be accepted by these weak suckers.
Brownsville, I have no issue with what you said. Let me look into your eyes, the YouTube eye.
God damn, cuz Big J said,
the fuck up in 2024. You sound
I believe.
Not Big J dropping people.
Brownsville.
Damn, he ain't buy himself back, but he dropped Brownsville. That's crazy work.
Or the same amount that he could have bought himself back for.
Hold on. Big J Triple X with the 40 ball. You see it. Brownsville is full of it.
Damn.
Very Sexy Red TV. Thank you for the super sticker.
That nigga was talking all that bunch of dumb shit.
We ain't beefing. You just mad. The facts are the facts. Get out your feelings.
Damn.
The Gale, Brownsville is right about men today. It's because those men are raised by, wait for it, single mothers. The cycle continues.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, Scorpio Afrique 75. Very funny show. We ain't beefing. You just mad. Boys make excuses. Men make solutions.
I like that.
Woo.
Shh, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying
You ain't saying nothing? All right.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you'll be in danger.
So listen, man, you know, right? The only reason why I did this is because I refuse to let a weak sucker like a Big J Triple X drop me, right? Anybody else, I don't care. I'll say drop. But Big J Triple X, no, I make an exception for a weak sucker like that because he's a guy who fits the mold of everything I said. He's fat, obese, overweight, and out of shape, filled up with estrogen. He is an emotional man. Anytime you hear him communicate, he lacks self-discipline. He lacks self-control. He does not understand how to have a conversation without using profanity, right? He is also a man who is harmful to women. I've seen Big J Triple X disrespect women. I've seen Big J Triple X call women out of their names, right? And I gave Big J Triple X a challenge. I said, Big J Triple X, if you could show just one thing of you showing some type of intimacy with the woman in the entirety of 2024, Big J Triple X said, no, I can't show it, right? So that showed me Big J Triple X is not a lover of women. He's a lover of men. He's been exposed and the mask is off of Big J Triple X. Peace and love.
Hey, Brownsville, can I ask you a question, sir?
Peace and love.
Man, I gotta ask this.
About to be a situation.
All right, Miss Jaylyn with the 40 ball. Bring Brownsville back. Wasted money.
Ooh. Wait, so does that mean that Brownsville have a credit, and if he wanted to, he could drive Jaylyn and Otis?
Right. Sorry, boy, I ain't even say it's nothing.
But you better say it on mute.
Oh, now he didn't say nothing.
Right, now he didn't say nothing.
I would like
I was
to
ready to ask this nigga a question.
Brownsville.
Go ahead, my brother. What you got?
Let me ask you, seriously, all jokes aside, because I meant what I said earlier. I believe, and I agree with what you're saying, majority of the time, I really, really do. Where you lose me at, man to man, But let me ask you a question though. Do you, and be an honest answer, answer honestly, which I know you are. Do you feel that I'm a rim brother? Seriously.
No, I don't feel that you're a rim brother.
So with that being said, and it's a serious question. If two men are having a conversation like we were doing, and then I feel disrespected by your ad hominems and things like that, how do you expect another man to actually engage with you when you're throwing insults at them? And that's a true question, because honestly, when you come on here, I rocks with you and I know you're trying to get your point across, but if I'm talking to you man to man and I didn't feel like I did anything wrong, but I don't agree with what you were saying, your assessment of me, and we could talk, but you're throwing insults. You're saying ad hominems, whatever. And I'm feeling attacked. So as a man, I'm going to attack back and I raise my voice. This is how I am. And then you want to take that and use that to your advantage and say things like, if you was a man, you wouldn't do that. Well, I got you. But if you feel like I'm not a quote unquote rim brother, why do you attack the individual that you feel they're not a rim brother just to make your point and then expect that person to act in kind?
Can I just ask one question real quick for the viewer audience? I want to know what a rim, because I want to know what a rim brother is. I'm confused.
Red pill men.
I'll go into that. I'll go into that.
Manosphere men. Those no good suckers. Okay.
There you go. That's a rim brother. So
I bet Brownson is an incel.
So to answer your question, Otis, right?
Yes,
Number
sir.
one, I didn't attack you, my brother. What I simply said, if you were listening, what I simply said was you weren't telling the truth with your rebuttal when it came to the community, right? What I expected is for you to not only give the problem, but what caused the problem, right? All you did was give the problem without the cause, right? And what I find is a lot of brothers like to skate around the edges of the problem in order to look good to other men and be accepted by other men. And I'm saying, no, it's time for us, if we really are invested in our community getting better, if we're really invested in our community being improved, right? We got to be willing to have tough conversations, and we got to be willing to hold men accountable, period, right? Because these same men who call themselves leaders and they pontificate that they have the solutions to the problems are also these same men who are rim brothers, no good suckers, who do fall up under the rimology of the red pill, the incel, and the manosphere, right? And what I'm saying, when we encounter those no good suckers, we got to hold them accountable and say, listen, you need to recalibrate your value system, my brother. Before you even speak on any topics when it comes to uplifting our community, uplifting our women, uplifting our children, you got to look yourself in the mirror, undergo some self-reflection, and change the error in your ways. Be the leader that you want the community to see.
Everything you said, I agree with. You didn't say anything wrong at all. The only thing I would have just a slight pushback, and I'm going to let Sharon get back to the video. That's what the people want to see. That wasn't the topic of the conversation. What you're saying is great, and I agree with you. That's a whole nother conversation that needs to be had, but we were only discussing how is it that it's hard to tell kids that's in the street now, or my fault, how is it that you're able to discipline the kids in the street without having any pushback from the parents in the home? What happened to that community? That's what we were talking about. What you're addressing is true and factual, but that wasn't the topic at the time. We can get into that later, but to put that all on me to say, well, why didn't you go deep into it? Because that wasn't a topic at hand. That's how I'm getting it. You understand what I'm saying?
No, but it was the topic at hand. Because
no, it wasn't.
You believe in this hierarchy, Otis, and I know you do because I've heard you say it. You believe God, man, woman, then child.
Yes,
right?
100%.
So if you believe in that ideology, before you start talking about the child, don't you think you need to go from the top, not the bottom? Right? So if we understand that we have an issue with disciplining our children, the reason why we have that issue is because men aren't disciplined. Men are weak. And that has a trickle-down effect. That's how you attack that conversation and you bring some accountability to it, right? That's why the queens jumped on you, my brother, because you went straight to that and they said, well, hey, now it seems like you're talking about single mothers. And that wasn't your intention, but because you went out of order, you added a problem before you even gave any type of acceptable solution.
I can accept that, sir. I can accept that based on how you broke it down, the hierarchy. I can accept that. I can. You see how grown men can talk? I got you. I can accept that.
Okay.
I got you.
Now we building. Let's go. I like it.
But
go ahead, PH Diva.
Okay, Brownsville, you just making it curious.
oh
just making
shit! I thought PhD, but your voice got real deep all of a sudden. Holy shit!
Brownsville, you just making an excuse, bro. Just stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop
it. Thank you, Jalen. Thank you. Go ahead, PH Diva.
All right. Very Sexy Red TV. They usually don't ask. They already assume they are rim bros. No good suckers. We ain't beefing. You just mad. Is mentorship a thing anymore?
Ooh.
Discipline a child's mind, maybe?
That is a great point.
Yeah, because that's where, when I was interjecting earlier, that's another point I was going to bring up. What happened to the Boys and Girls Club of America? What happened to big brother, little brother, big sister, little sister? So in this community, what we think discipline is just cussing out somebody else's kid and whooping their ass. Because back in the day when I was growing up, right? It would be like, oh, hey, sister Kelly, I see, it looks like you're going through a little struggle. Let me help you out a little bit. Let me go ahead and take your son with me to the barbershop. Let me bring your son with me where I'm going to work. Let me take your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Let me take her on a shopping spree, just maybe kind of have a little conversation with her, give you a break and influence her to do something different. We're not talking about that no more. So people not doing that shit, but they'll be like, oh, single moms. Well, shit, you can be a father figure to a child without being the child. But are y'all being fathers to your own kids too? But see, let me be quiet, because a lot of y'all got kids hitting and y'all talk about some black men don't have any children. A lot of black men are not claiming their children. I'm be quiet though.
I like that point. Uh-oh.
Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Here come Big J. What up, Big J?
I like to ask this question though. So what makes you a leader among men? Brownsville.
What makes me, and that's a great question, Big J, and I'm glad you asked, right? First and foremost, what makes me a leader is I have a recalibrated value system, right? So I put God first and I follow a higher power than myself, right? Also, since I have a recalibrated value system, I look myself in the mirror every day and I ask myself, how can I improve? How can I get more empathy? How can I get more accountability, responsibility, all of those things, right? And then when I address my family, I pray over my family. I love on my family, right? Me and my wife, we don't argue. We have disagreements, but we don't argue. Why? Because I respect the fact that she is a lady, she is a queen, and she's gonna have the way she figures out issues is going to be different than me, right? So I give her the space to feel her emotions and express herself however she fit, but she respects me because I've proven myself to be trustworthy and respectable to her, so she don't violate any codes of our marriage, right? My children, it ain't do as I say, it's do as I do, right? So if I want my children to be healthy, I'm in the gym with them. If I want my children to be more intelligent, I'm in the library with them. We're reading together. We're building with one another consistently, constantly, every day. That's why I had an issue when brothers were saying, oh, no, you can only spend 2 hours a day with your children. No, that's wrong. You need to break this cycle of these devices and having your children learn from the world who doesn't have their best interests in mind, and build with your family together. Talk about all of the things that's going on in life and how they can improve. That should be a daily process, right? Also, anything I say, first, I'm going to say it to myself and make sure I do it, right? So if I say, you should be more disciplined, I'm going to have to fulfill that myself. If I say you should have self-control, I'm going to have to fulfill that myself, right? So it's not do as I say, not do as I do, right? I walk what I talk every single day. That's what makes a man a leader.
Okay,
Facts.
I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you said that, right? But you said that men should have some decorum. You said men should have some be on emotional, even kill. But you are full of shit, because we know you were calling Otis all sorts of names, and you said all of this, so you're just proving the world you're just a fraud. Because any man would not sit there and call Otis or anybody else about his marriage, or call somebody an incel. Now, Otis said he's not a rim bro, yet you still call him a rim bro. Therefore, by that logic, you had estrogen in your system because you want to go to the route of trying to bring the emotion out on somebody else, just like a female would.
Oh my God.
And that's what you were
You
doing.
didn't listen to the conversation at all.
You aren't listening.
Because he didn't call me.
Stay out of this.
Okay.
Big J, you're not listening.
Stay out of this.
Brownsville, we
Stay out
appreciate
of this.
you for standing up for the
And the
queen.
thing is,
Thank you
I'm
so much,
sorry,
Brownsville. Sir, can you be quiet? Can't you see I'm trying to talk to Brownsville, a leader, a real leader in the community?
You also said.
I'm speaking to Brownsville, sir.
That
Excuse me.
and you
Can I
also
speak to
said,
the man on
Brownsville,
the panel,
that you are a
please?
leader, right? Wait, hold on.
Can I
You
speak
also
to a man,
said
please?
you are
Okay.
a leader, right?
All right, so okay, hold on, Big J.
hold
Are you
on.
gonna accept the correction that multiple people said you misunderstood what Brownsville and Otis were saying? Even Otis said you misunderstood it.
Yeah. I'll put that to the side, but
Okay.
but still, my indictment still remained the same, because he's still coming here with this arrogant attitude, and then he doesn't have no intellect. I thought leaders are supposed to be philosophers, so there is no philosophy within Brownsville's leadership. So stay out of this. Stay out of this. Stay out of this. This is between two men.
Let him mind it out. Let him mind it out. He got it.
All right,
You
so
got it.
Big
You
J.
got it,
All
Big J.
right, so Big J. This is what
there
Big J.
is no
Big J. Hold
scholarship.
on 1 second, Big J. This is what we're gonna do.
Wait.
Everybody said you got it wrong. It's a misunderstanding that you misinterpreted the whole conversation that Otis and Brownsville was having. It is okay. It happens time to time. I think you adding things that happened beforehand, and you trying to make it correlate to the situation today. And I think it's just off today. Hold on.
But
what we gonna do?
Since a leader, he said he's a leader. I'm gonna crack this code about him being a leader. I'm gonna crack this code about this whole thing being a leader. So,
Are you a better leader, Big J?
You said. So Brownsville,
you're not a better leader.
Brownsville, you said that. Brownsville, you said that you are a leader. Therefore, you don't show no leadership because you're not a philosopher. You don't show no academia prowess, because because the only thing you do is bring out insults and have nothing else to back it up with. So and then though you call yourself a leader, but then you follow what Taz said, and you went back what Taz said about some other nigga, rather than you ask a nigga if he's an incel or he's gay or he's whatever the hell he is. You listen to what Taz said. So
now you see how he threw
or
in
if you was
somebody's
a
name.
man, if you
I was
a
just
man,
getting ready to say that. Like, how can we never have?
When people do that,
we can't never have a conversation. You can never air out what your grievance is. without name dropping somebody else. The last time somebody came up here name dropping something, we had a murderous weekend. So how about we just keep it where it needs to be?
No, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it where it belongs because he got all this. He for 9 months.
But Big J, if you're not a better leader, what's the point?
Heavy shit.
Okay,
He
so
been
Big
talking
J,
heavy
it's okay.
shit.
You're missing the mark right
now.
now.
So if you're a leader, how are you going to
Big J,
enforce
we
that?
need you to understand.
If you're
this.
a leader, Brownsville,
hold on, Big
how
J.
you going to
Big
enforce
J,
that
Sherrod
online?
is trying to save you, and you
Big
just
J.
want to run right into the wall.
Like,
that's what he does. He crashed out.
Maybe because though
Crashed
I'm not
to
on
his
home
dummy.
field advantage.
It doesn't have anything to
Maybe
do with
because
that.
I'm not on home field advantage.
It doesn't have anything to do with that. We giving you space to speak, but you just missed the mark this time, and it's okay. And we could just move along. We're gonna jump into the video because you missed the mark. Otis and Brownsville already.
I'm not missing the mark because like how is he
It's a
going to hold
fallacy of
somebody else
logic.
responsible?
It's a fallacy of logic.
How is he going to
That's
hold
what it is.
somebody responsible? How is he going to hold? How does Brownsville going to hold somebody responsible?
So the way how we
because
hold.
you no leader, you are no leader of men, and then though you also a married cell. Any man that is married or in a relationship, you worry about with another man.
A married cell?
Yeah, you're a married cell.
Oh, this is a new word. So this is a new word. So
Yeah,
not an
you're a
incel,
married cell.
but a married cell.
Ain't you
A married cell,
You're friends
a married
with married
cell are
cells.
niggas.
What are you talking about?
A married cell is niggas who's married, worry about other people's relationships, not taking care of what's in
You
his
friends
own
with a
home.
married cell.
Wow.
You're the last
Alright,
person
and
to talk
then,
about
you know,
married
that's
Okay,
cells.
Big J. Big J.
And that's who it is.
Okay, Big J.
Brownsville, you still got a $40 credit though.
Marriage.
Oh, yeah,
Brownsville, you still got a $40 credit though.
You do got a $40 credit because if you like to use it.
No, because Big J is not on my level, right? So I can let him blow.
Level? Are you an intellect? Are you an intellect? Because
Brownsville, you don't drop this nigga. You got problems.
On damn thing you can talk about is how much you marry, and that's it. And that's all you're good for.
All right,
Brownsville.
All right. So we're gonna move it forward. We're gonna move it into the conversation of what's gonna happen with Dr. Umar Johnson. Because sorry, Big J, but you missed the mark. You don't have to try again tomorrow.
Ever. But get on my level.
Come on neutral ground and try me. Come on neutral ground and try me.
What's neutral ground? I don't.
He said nuke.
Neutral.
Oh, I thought you said
ground.
Nuke the ground. Oh, neutral. Okay.
I heard neutral, like neutral seed, but
and this all started because you was talking about this lady ears.
Why are you talking? I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you, sir.
Vita Vita Benjamin. Like, what are we talking about? Come on, her ears. You know what? She got.
Nigga, I heard what I heard. You can't tell me what I heard. I heard what I heard.
We could have been watching the video.
Well, maybe
like a model.
I don't know, you nigga.
Big J, get it together. 2025 is coming up. Release. Move on. Let it go. Let it go. Please.
Right.
It's Friday.
Like how many false apologies you have made, Sexy Red?
I don't know what
like
you're
shit now.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Somebody please use their $20 credit. Please.
Big J, listen, we all know Sexy Red doesn't apologize for nothing. So we know where you lie.
All right. Big J, you good now. All right, Big J, we're gonna move it forward. Thank you so much. So we're gonna move it forward now. And Mr. Mark, go ahead, PS Diva. Oh, gosh.
Oh Lord.
All right. Bye-bye, Jack. Absent, Rizless, broke boy. I don't know what the F is going on, but this Brownsville's fault for show.
Okay.
Damn.
Let's get into it. See what this lady is going, because I know she's going to hear everything Dr. Umar Johnson says because she's a very good listener.
You see, I see what see.
Because I'm struggling to find a man who
Struggling
dates.
to find what kind of. A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen. is the Snow Bunny will find a black man in progress.
Black women are willing to hold it down for the man. I feel like we're always
so that's an interesting point. So do we agree with that? That the Snow Bunny is willing to find a black man in progress.
Damn, you should have played it a little bit longer. So he went a little bit more in detail about it because I saw
It
that.
seemed like they was clipping it up. I just like
Okay, gotcha. Damn. Okay.
Going through the highlights. But so what is your thoughts on that statement right there? That a Snow Bunny is willing to catch a man in progress. Anybody thoughts on that?
I mean, we be with y'all from the rooted to the tutor, from the womb to the tomb. So I mean, we always got y'all in some state of progress. So that's a disingenuous statement.
Black queens forever.
I gotta agree with Raw on this one because one of the biggest conversations had in quote unquote this space, or the boy-girl relationship conversation, is the Pookie Ray argument, where a guy who another male deems to be unworthy of that female gets that female's attention. So I'd say that's a misnomer.
Okay. PH Diva, what's your thoughts on that? The Snow Bunnies is willing to catch a black man in progress.
No. I just think it's interesting how Umar's narrative will change depending on the point he's trying to make. Because previously he said that, a Snow Bunny wouldn't get with a poor black man, or the black man already had to be there to get with that Snow Bunny. So now they are sifting through black men to suss out the ones that are viable for them to just need life to be spoken into them, and then they can go fulfill their purpose or whatever. But I don't think that's happening.
Okay. Smitty, let me just go with Big J. Big J, do you believe that Snow Bunnies are looking to catch a black man in progress more than black women? Big J. He probably got scared though. He was going to get dropped.
Ooh, because I wanted to send a 20 so bad.
Hey, I be having him shook. It was no bounty on his head. I don't know why he got so scared.
I was ready. Damn. It would have been a good time.
Scared. All right, so that was one of the highlights so far. So let's see.
Can I clarify one thing before we go back to the video? Yes, Chris Simpleton, I am saying that Black men are always in progress. We should always all be continuously progressing. I don't really get this mindset where like people think, oh, I made it. A lot of people simply hit a plateau. Your brain should be constantly elevating every day. Your money should be constantly elevating every day. Your family should be progressing to reach the highest levels every day. Once y'all start thinking y'all made it, that's when life is over.
Smitty, Third Eye Open, are you there?
Hey, Mr. Williams.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Mr. Williams came back. Yeah.
Gad, because I see you want to jump in on that.
Yeah, so I have thoughts on that as well.
Okay.
I believe for that specific question, Dr. Umar is correct, right? I think Snow Bunnies are willing to get with Black men who are in progress, right? But the Black queens, they're willing to get with Black men who are making no progress. They're willing to get with Black men who are stagnant. They're willing to get with Black men who are completely downtrodden, right? In order to help those brothers, in order to assist those brothers to get to the point to where they're making progress, right? But we don't give our Black queens enough credit for doing their due diligence and trying to help the Black men recover, right? No, we push them down, we talk down on them, we call them out of their names, we call them gold diggers and all these different things, when we know the Black woman is mostly responsible for holding the Black community together more than the Black men.
I like it. Okay.
And those that say you shouldn't date while you're progressing, how, Sway? Because in other communities, we are told, Black women are told, well, the white women are so smart because they find their husband while their husband is in college. Guess what? That's dating while progressing, right? So a lot of times y'all just be saying anything just to say anything when y'all typing. Are you really thinking about what you're saying in totality? If I meet my man and he's at the beginning stages of his career, right? I'm supposed to, as a Black woman, work with him in the beginning stages of his career and invest in him till he reaches the point that he is a six-figure earner, because nobody's really earning six figures out the door. You may be close to it depending on your education, but you're not. No job, sorry, no company is going to hire you at the six-figure mark unless like you done did something strange for a little piece of change. They're going to bring you right to the threshold and then push you to make you go higher. So if we're saying we're not supposed to date people while they're progressing, I want y'all to stop complaining that women say they want a man with six figures, because we shouldn't date y'all while y'all are progressing. I want y'all to stop conflating issues and saying that women are not holding you down. Women are not giving you a chance. Women have an unrealistic expectation. So you mean to tell me that I'm meant to believe you're making $40,000 and that's what you're comfortable with, and I should build my whole life around this is the heights of what we're going to achieve as a family? Let me be quiet, because I don't want to have a takeover.
I like
spirit.
that. That's great. I like that. Welcome to the show, Terrence. Good day, sir. How you feeling?
I'm feeling well. Good morning.
Good day to you. What's your thoughts?
I don't got no real thoughts right now. I'm kind of just listening in.
Okay. Smitty, third eye open. You got any thoughts at this part of the conversation? Okay, so we all good right now?
I would say, yeah, I mean, salute. Honestly, raw really, because when I heard the question, I'm saying, hold on, in progression. Yeah, that was for the most part where my mind went. That means that should she wait until I made it, and then what will people say? Oh, you only there to be there at the finish line, but you weren't the one passing me that bottle of Gatorade along the marathon with your hands clapping on the side saying, keep on going, you got it, knowing I want to pass out right now.
Okay.
You were that voice along the way, and that's it. So along the way of that race, I remember seeing you along the sides, cheering me along in my progression. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, to me, that's not too sensible. I'm just gonna be real. I ain't got much to say. Raw knocked it out the park.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I like it. All right, let's keep it moving. I like this build. This is a great productive build. Make sure y'all hitting that like, that share button. It's very important for y'all to hit the notification bell. It is important for the algorithm. Thank you for everybody joining us. We're going to keep on down to Dr. Umar Mfutade, the Pan-Africanism, Black love, and wigs versus natural. Let's go. You like how I said it?
I did.
They're supporting them. If anything, Black women get the short end of the stick.
If it ain't nappy, I ain't happy.
That snapping dugout. That's what we love.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Wintana, and you are tuned into the Bittersweet Podcast. And today we have a very, very special guest on the podcast today. We have founder and owner of Buy. Can you please help me with
Al-Kabulan.
Buy Al-Kabulan. Now, guys, I found out about this probably last year, that there is an African historical library here in Australia, here in Melbourne, and it's in the western suburbs in Footscray. So please check it out. I'm going to have all the links in the bios.
And we're going to skip past a little more.
No matter what our nationality is, no matter what language we speak, whether your hair is nappy like mine or more fine like yours, we are still one family, and we should identify as African first. So it's not just enough to know you're African. You must prioritize your Africanity. So you never.
Do we agree with that?
Africanity is a word that I have only heard used when I was at FAMU. So, yeah. So it brings back memories.
So do you believe that anybody that has melanin in their skin, we should look at them as Africanity? I can't pronounce it.
No.
I can't even pronounce it.
No.
No, I agree with them. No.
Okay. Do anybody agrees with Dr. Umar John? You got melanin, you kinfolk.
Yo, Asians got melanin, right? Asians got some color to them. Are they Africanity?
Whatever.
Yes, let's
Hi,
baby.
Whatever.
India people of India are melanated.
That's a great one.
They Africanity. They Africanity.
Don't question their Africanity.
God damn it. I love
What's
y'all.
the context behind what he's saying though? Is it like African from everybody operating with one mind?
Are
Is
you a
it
Pan-Africanist, Smitty?
No,
culture? You know
that's
what I'm
Terrence
saying?
No, that's Terrence, not Smitty.
Oh, Terrence. Who was Terrence?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Good
Terrence.
morning, Supreme guys.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Hey, Terrence, I haven't seen you since the arc. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ra?
Doing well, doing well.
Yeah.
So,
So
Terrence, are you a
Terrence?
well, I was trying to ask Terrence if he's a Pan-Africanist. Are you is that a good description of your, I guess, ideology or mindset?
honestly, I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
I really
All right.
don't follow things like that too closely. I'm more in the psychological realm, more yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out
If he's talking
what
about
the
mindset
context
or the
is.
skin color. Okay, that's what you want to figure out.
Yeah, what's the idea behind it? Is it like we should all wear bright colors and exude Africa? You know what I'm saying? Like what we would normally see as African. Is it identifying specific heritage? Is it historical? Is it a mind frame? Like what's the idea behind it?
It's just the African tendency. Listen, that's my new favorite word.
Stop teasing
right.
me. Stop teasing me. Go
Bye
ahead,
bye,
Diva.
Jack. Bye bye, Jack. Absent, Rizless, broke boy. Since we are family, Dr. Umar, let me hold $20, bro.
Wait a minute, bye-bye, Jack. I don't think you're part of the diaspora. I don't think you have no African tendency.
All right. Gotta prove it.
Let's see where
a Christian who happens to be an African. You're an African who happens to be a Christian. You're never a Muslim who happens to be an African. You're an African who happens to be a Muslim. And why? God made you African. Your family made you Christians. People leave the church every day. People leave the masjid every day. People renounce their Australian citizenship every day. People renounce their American citizenship every day. You can never renounce being African. God made you black. Being black, being African is the most divine. It is the most sacred group membership you have, and we should prioritize it. That's principle.
May I say something, Sharon? Can I say something?
Yes, speak to the
So-
Africanity.
Yeah. So, all right, look, right. So I would just see, I like to break things down to simplify it, right? So the first thing I go to is, don't most of us, or like the world, like from archaeologists, scientists, and just regular folk, we all agree that this complexion skin that we have, that whole top row and everybody here basically, is the original complexion of man. Because that's why I call it hue. The hue is our dark, right? Human. So what I'm saying is, if we know the world was once so many different, it was like Pangea and all these different one mass forms. You see where I'm going? So it's like we know that once upon a time, the world was basically black people. Along the way, we got strains and strands. Why? Because of the tectonic plates separating, and we get different land masses. So when I hear, there were black people already here in America, that's not hard for me to believe because I know how many times the world is broken up. So when we say it's only Africa, bruh, like the whole world was once one large mass. And we're now really to say it's all African, that's really, in my opinion, minimizing it, is actually making it smaller than what it really is. Like we really are around the world. It's not just Africa. I don't connect with them niggas.
So this is the
That's
thing.
not me.
This is the thing from a scientific aspect. Y'all know I'll be clowning, but I got to come with some hardcore facts. So the absence of melanin in the human being is a genetic anomaly. All human beings are created with melanin. Melanin is a necessary function to be able to filter the sun's rays in order to synthesize vitamins within the diet and process through. This is why, the non-melanated people wind up having a higher propensity for illnesses like cancer because their body cannot properly synthesize nutrients.
So what is it, Raw? What is it about them? Because I was just going to ask that. Then why does the sun give us nutrients and make our skin more beautiful and darker, and they peel and burn? What is that? What is it about our melanin that we don't peel and burn, but they do?
Because they don't have it. They have an absence of melanin in their DNA.
Okay.
So this is why they're a genetic anomaly. When you get deeper into the DNA and different cells and phenotypes that they do or they don't have on their, their strands, you'll see there's a couple other things that are missing too, but those are actually a collection of recessive genes.
I just call them vampires, but thank you, Raw.
So they do actually have melanin. They just have a different type than those of us with the beautiful brown skin have, right? So it's two types. It's eumelanin, which is what we who have the brown skin have, and then there's pheomelanin, which is what they have. And it's a pigment as well, but it's that peachy, pigment that they have. So they do have melanin, they just have a different type. Nevertheless, bye-bye Jack. Absent,
go ahead.
Bye-bye Jack. Absent, Rizless, broke boy. I is albino. Maybe Miss G. That's black sans melanin. Skin color doesn't dictate race. Hair color doesn't dictate race. No one phenotype can. Just saying. Thank you.
I just want to send a shout out to Team Hennessy Mocha. We in the building.
Y'all are not actually absolutely correct, but it's cool.
Hey, Cuzzo. So I think the premise behind what Dr. Umar is actually saying is the acknowledgement in the fact that white supremacy does still exist, right? And since we all know that white supremacy does exist, then we have to have a unified mindset to, be able to overcome it. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand who we are, understand where we come from, understand that we should be in unity. And then, that's how we can present ourselves, and that's how we can make changes. We've seen it happen in the 60s, in the 70s with different movements, Black Panther movement, Nation of Islam, when the churches were unified, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's the mindset that he feels like we should return to.
Okay, Robert, you want to correct anything?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the study though. I don't like to just to talk. So I'm reading through this biointeractive org study that actually gives the transcript and breaks down. Yeah.
All right, while you get that, I'm gonna play a little bit more of the video.
Yeah.
One. Principle 2, as Africa goes, so goes all African people. If we wonder why in Australia we suffer racism, in America we suffer racism, in the UK,
say religion and our race. So how you said, okay, so how you said you're black first.
Yes.
Can you be both first?
You can't be both first, because
Why?
Religion is an institution. Don't confuse religion with God. That's a big mistake people make.
Yeah.
Religion is an institution created by man to serve the needs of men. When the Arabs invaded North Africa and conquered our northern territory, they had no mandate from God to do that. When the Europeans took Christianity and used it to justify the transatlantic slave trade, they had no mandate from God to do that. So we have to recognize religion is an institution that is separate from the Almighty Creator. Religion purports to be about helping you build a relationship with the Almighty Creator, but there's no greater mistake you can ever make than to confuse a man-made institution with the Almighty God.
How anybody feel about that part? I guess we all in agreement.
I wasn't really listening. I was pulling up that study, just to be honest. So the genetics of melanin production, constitutive pigmentation, or the pigmentation we are born with, is a polygenic trait, and many of the genes involved have been identified. The gene code for the enzymes that affect melanin synthesis and for the packaging, distribution, and degradations of melanosomes. Mutation is in some of these genes cause an absence of melanin, as seen in human oculocutaneous albinisms and related disorders. For example, one form of albinism is caused by mutations that inactivate the thyronase genes. So when we're talking about the pigment of the skin, it is in fact an absence of melanin. I'll put the link in the chat so y'all could go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, read through that. I'm not going to take away from what PhD said, but phelomelanin is still the absence of pigmentation, which is a genetic abnormality, because the original complexion and skin for the diaspora and for human beings as a whole is melanin. This is why, as we get deeper into the content of this video, right, it talks about why cancers occur in skin and everything else. I'm dropping the link in the chat. Y'all go ahead and look at that if y'all want to. It talks about why cancers are caused. Cancers are caused, and which groups have the highest rate of skin cancer is because they don't have the pigmentation of the melanin. Just so that we are, you know.
That was the primary reason. Oh, go ahead, Pierce.
Melanin, though, right? So the melanin, it's not the absence of melanin. It's a red, yellowish pigment. So it still is a pigment. It's just different. So certainly they have a different type of melanin than we do, which leads to all those outcomes. But they still have melanin, which was my whole point. That they do have a type of melanin. It's just different than ours.
Yeah. So they have different levels and degradations of the genetic anomaly. But once you get away from the original melanin, right, that's when you start to see these offshoots of different races, like more so Asians and people of Spanish descent. They have the phelomelanin. But when we start getting into the fairer complected races that lean closer to albinoism, right, they usually have a complete absence of pigment in the melanin at all, which is why what Dr. Umar is saying is very true. We all come from Africa. We are all of these people that are trying to rule over us, they are in fact a part of us. Huh? Well, I gotta get away from you.
Oh no, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to somebody else.
I know. I'm playing with you, girl. I know you cutting up with somebody over there. But we are all African. We all come from Africa. When we look at, Lucy is one of the oldest bones found in the world. Where was her origin? Africa. When we look at the global community, the amount of people that are Black or brown complected is the prevailing majority. These people that are lighter complected are the minority.
Okay.
Well, Rob,
and even deeper into the DNA.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sharon. I just wanted to just a slight response. Not even a pushback, just a response. Read
Can
your
I read the thing?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Bye-bye, Jack. Bye-bye, Jack. Absent, riskless, broke boy. White people evolved lighter skin in colder climates primarily because it allowed them to absorb more ultraviolet radiation from the sun, which is necessary for the body to produce vitamin D. So what about those shit? Now I can't think of the people. The other people, Neanderthal genes. Okay. E. Capone. Bracy and Diva, what's up, y'all? Hey, E Capone. Bye bye, Jack. I'm out. My brain can't battle raw G's. I'll have to cheat with Google, so I'm gonna gracefully bow out. I'm broke, baby. Shout out to PH Diva. I missed her. Oh, look at you.
So silly. I don't need y'all to compete with me. I've just studied what I've studied. So, you know, it's the art of retention and actually learning a thing. People that say that this is not a real, that's not real. Anthropology is a very real science. And there are plenty of scientists. Matter of fact, you don't have to take my word for it. Can you share the screen, please? Alan Goodman from sapiens.org wrote a whole, dissertation on race not being real and how it is a social construct that is used to keep you separated from your people, with plenty of research cited and sourced. So I'm going to drop that link in the chat too. Y'all go ahead and check that out. Like, I don't apologize for the fact that my information doesn't come from like panels and chats and people's opinions. Even when people on a panel or in a chat say something that I find intriguing, what I do is I go do research and gain further education on it. I don't take anybody's word for it, but I am an autodidact, firstly, and secondly, I'm a student for life. I understand your mind should consistently progress. Y'all got to stop going by what somebody tells you and start experiencing life for yourself and start being educated on what you speak of.
I would say this to kind of piggyback a little bit. Yes, I've had folks from time to time, they'll bust out and say, Smitty, dang, man, you smart, or you did it or whatever. And I tell people all the time, I say, really, I'm no really smarter than anybody else. I just choose to look up information. You know, basically what Raw is saying, I just choose to look up things outside of the box. I like to look up things that intrigue my mind. But to the Neanderthal part, you can look that part up. I love these type of things too. Neanderthals were possibly the closest thing to human gorilla, like how a silverback is. Their strength, bone density, body mass was far beyond what we are. That's actually what they consider a different breed of human, like a different species of human in a sense. They are humans, but it's not Homo sapien. They have Homo sapien, Homo erectus, all this other stuff. But long story short, I do agree to nutshell this. Let me get back to the video. I do believe that, yes, when I'm talking about like the Pangea and everything, because it's formed many different times. Pangea is not the only one body mass that the Earth has had. It's changed multiple times over millions of years. So what I know is that the reason why we call Africa the motherland is because when everything broke off, that was the one biggest main mass that still existed. Now, this is all I'm saying when I say I can't relate. I mean, we can honestly say, like in Africa, there's so many different African tribes and countries throughout the continent that beef and don't get along with each other. So what am I to think that's never been there before? I'm just supposed to relate. Do you see what I'm at? Like people, like if, like for example, somebody say go back to, like if a white person say go back to Africa, all I'm saying is I wouldn't know where to begin. Who are my people? Where do I come from there? Now, is there something that goes all the way back there? I do agree with that because I said the landmass is broken up, which means we all was once there. It's just we all wound up when we separated. That's where different tongues, languages, colonizations, all these different religions, cultures, all these things came about. And that's all I'm basically saying to make clear. That is the motherland for a reason. I digress. My mic is muted.
Right. And then there's also this point before you get back to the video. Like, human beings never came from animals. Let's be very clear about that.
I don't believe that shit either.
Right. If you're a human being, you never came from an animal, because in all the centuries that the earth has been in existence, why have no other animals evolved into a human in any capacity? So evolution is a true origin story for the way that plants and animals have adapted to the ever-changing climate and the surface of the earth. But human beings are more so in alignment with the creationist theory. And even to that regard, I feel like this is my opinion. I'm not telling you a scientific or provable fact, to be clear. In my opinion, some human beings were created. Now, do human beings evolve in our genotype, in our species? Absolutely, because it has become necessary for us to be able to breathe different substances and survive. It has become necessary for us to traverse the globe in different modalities. So our body functions have had to adapt to that. Being high in the air, you're under a massive amount of pressure. Constantly being in moving vehicles when our bodies are not meant to go that fast. You have to adapt. This is why a lot of people have motion sickness. Anyway, this is, y'all just be.
Then you get into time travel and how people deal with time travel. That's way deeper than where they want to go in this conversation.
How do we get to Charlie Chaplin?
Exactly.
Well, no, hey, Rob, real quick though. Nah, you right about that. In the sense of because like I personally have recognized that like one, if we did come from monkeys, then why are there still monkeys? Like just period. There shouldn't be any monkeys because we come from, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I totally get that part of it. It's just that go ahead.
But